Bink. Start recording. All right, cool. So, summary time. After some trouble on the road home, the party has all returned safely to Mirage. Regarding Feihyu's condition and whatnot, while she appears to be safe for the time being, it's likely that she's going to be losing her magic, access to her magic sooner rather than later. After you all met with a skilled healer in Althra, one of the clerics of Kulkaran, you've kind of determined that she doesn't require the knowledge of a healer, but probably the knowledge of a necromancer, as this appears to be some sort of necrotic affliction. While in town, Pejmina and Loka visited Hand the Alchemist, and Loka received a few potions of lightning breath, and also found out that the necklace you'd acquired in auction is in fact cursed and has afflicted you with lycanthropy. As of yet, Loka needs to find a cleric of Naya to be able to remove it, or someone with the otherwise with the ability to remove its curse. As of tomorrow morning, Loka will have 2 days before the next full moon, at which point there may or may not be consequences. You met briefly with Astior to cover some of the ongoing goings-on. Hassan and Astior made a plan to study the sigils you found inscribed on the now charred body of the false courier. And Astior is also planning on making use of some of his specialization in divination to help you all find some of the things that you may be looking for. He's currently been asked in particular to potentially make use of his divination to find further knowledge sources in terms of necromancy. Last session, you all completed by hanging out in the Horde for a little bit together, as you heard the onyx black dragon egg that Feihu has been storing alongside her in-progress blue egg crack. And now, as you sit here, you hear a heavy thud, followed by some more cracking and another couple of thuds, as the remainder of the onyx eggshell breaks away, and a little slick, shining form, no larger than, say, a house cat, unfurls a couple of little damp wings, and kind of wriggles and shakes side to side. It almost looks more snake-like than it does lizardy or draconic. It's kind of long and thin, and has a couple of 4 little legs that it uses to kind of like pad at its surroundings. The egg was resting upon these cushions and little blankets and whatnot, and it kind of like gently and carefully like tries climbing down, and then like stumbles and falls and rolls onto the blankets. And just kind of like looks up at Feihu and gives a little like what the fuck?
That is the baby!
It kind of like looks up at Feihu and kind of like moves over and like begins like scratching at the edge of her cloak. And Feihu looks very confused, not really sure what to do immediately, but then kind of like reaches down and it like very readily like clambers up onto one of her arms and like perches around her shoulders and just kind of like seems to like settle in there as it kind of cranes its neck around to look at all of you. Feihu's highs are huge, and they appear to be beginning to water.
That
was fast.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Oh my god. Oh. Oh.
All right.
Um,
Towels. Maybe some towels. Starts looking around for anything to like clean this
yeah,
baby dragon with.
I can clean it up a little bit with magic. Puts his hand out. Do you mind? Thank you.
Please, sure. She seems completely overstimulated.
It's just going to. I'm guessing it's still covered in weird egg mucus.
So
Kind of.
it's not relevant, like it's not a biological egg. Like this didn't emerge from an embryo. Its scales appear somewhat. They appear to like glisten in the light. They look almost soft, like kind of like a newborn snake. But like if a little like, I don't know, damp or moist, it's not like this. The infant is like slimy.
Okay.
I guess they'll just kind of prestidigitate any sort of musk off him or whatever.
Yeah, they just kind of like.
guess-
And they like notice that something happens and they kind of like wriggle and like turn towards you and they like sniff like
Oh, hi there.
He's gonna bite you!
he leaps from Feihu's shoulder directly onto your chest and like begins like scrabbling up your feathers to get on top of your shoulders.
Oh god.
It's just like
it's on me. It's on me.
it's just like clambering all over Hasan and like sniffing and wriggling.
Do I do something? No. Do I take it off? Do I let it stay?
Just be still. Just be still.
It's too late for you, Hassan. You're already dead.
So stop.
After a bit more wriggling, it seems to like kind of rest its back like kind of on your upper wings and then puts its front two legs like on the top of your head and is using you as like a little perch to look around at the rest of the room.
Oh,
It's
Hassan's eyes are just like completely upward, like trying to get a look at the thing on his head.
You see like a little bit of its chin as it like leans out forward in front of you.
I'm surprised it's this active already.
They
That was sudden.
there are many. Oh god. It's yes. Oh.
Do you need to
yeah.
sit?
I think that would be a good idea. Faye just kind of like pulls one of the cushions from the egg pile, and sits on it and just like gazes up at the little baby dragon perched on top of Hasan's eyes, on top of Hasan's head, and there are just like tears streaming down Feihu's snout. It's just like oh, it's so small. Welcome to the world, little one. Kind of like, yeah.
Just my baby sounds.
It like scurries down you, Hasan, and begins kind of like investigating the other three of you. It's like crawling around on the ground and like looks up at Zaran and Peshmina and over to Loka and is like sniffing the air.
Loka picks him up.
Yeah. How do you pick it up? Like I said, it's kind of long and serpent-like. It's got a couple little stubby wings, four legs.
It's a very quick motion where it's underneath the front two legs,
Mhm.
and I lift and then flip, and I'm now cradling it.
Mm-hmm.
Baby.
Yeah, it seems like perfectly fine with this like scenario. It's just kind of like observing you and sniffing all around you, and it's just like,
I'm gonna be you one of these days. I'm gonna be a dragon too.
And it kind of like doesn't like wriggle in your arms. It's like kind of fine to sit there, but it just like kind of like extends its mouth towards one of your arms and opens its mouth and it's just like, ow. Doesn't appear to have any sort of really pronounced teeth at this stage. Certainly nothing particularly sharp or dangerous, but you just feel it kind of like gently clamp down
Coming.
around your forearm.
Well, I'm warm and wet, so
Yeah. It's just like
have fun.
So it just starts like gnawing at your arm, basically, which is largely ineffectual.
Should we be letting it do that?
I don't know. It's fine for now.
I mean, children normally just put things in their mouths.
Well,
this can
not
be bad.
body parts.
No, they put body parts in their mouths.
Well, eventually it's gonna start getting teeth.
Well, then we worry about that then. I don't know. We'll have a little dragon binky for it at that point. I assume there's dragon binkies. I don't know.
I'm sure I've got something in the hoard that would suffice for certain.
Something durable.
It kind of does start to wriggle and like hops down from Loka's arms and like moves over to Zoran, kind of just like sits on the floor and looks up at you.
I don't think Zoran knows what to do with it. I think they're just kind of like, it's just a stare down.
You see it start to like kind of like sets its feet down and like kind of like curls back a little bit and springs up and jumps like right up onto your like waist and torso, and it appears to be extremely fixated by the big gem hanging from your neck currently.
Oh. I think they dropped their lantern because they're just so worried about dropping like the little baby, so they just kind of like let go of like their staff and lantern, just kind of like holding it there.
It kind of like sits there and it like licks the surface of the gem. Just like,
I think it's wants to start forming its hordes around. I believe you may want to protect that.
It might also be hungry. I mean, it literally just hatched.
I don't think dragons eat. Jeb, can someone lend me a hand, please?
I can. I don't know if I can touch it again. Peshmina, do you know?
Zoran's like trying to like lift it off of them and like hold it, kind of like a long cat.
Yep. I think Peshmina pretty comfortably just like scoops it up and kind of like slings it over her shoulder with its like, there.
Mm-hmm. It like immediately kind of like wraps around your shoulders and kind of like plants its front two legs on your horn.
Oh.
Like solid perch. Good. Yes.
That works, I suppose. Okay, so there's a baby dragon now. That's
good. Not bad.
It's
Is Zerga here?
Zerga is here. Zerga is like kind of watching from. She has put down her paints and whatnot and has come over and is likewise still in her kind of blonde human form, but is watching the proceedings with like likewise kind of wide eyes, kind of excited, kind of trepidatious, not really sure what to do with this immediately.
It certainly complicates things.
I think I'm gonna go look in that book about the 3 dragons that had their own egg together and see what they did after it hatched.
Zerga approaches more kind of trepidatiously and like kind of offers an arm to the little serpent, and it kind of like sniffs at her and then like quickly like hops over and wraps around an arm and it's kind of like dangling from an arm. And Zerga just kind of looks down as just like, I suppose I wouldst be an aunt now?
Congratulations.
It's the family dynamics, I'm sure, are a bit just kind of makes a non-committal gesture.
Surely it whilst be a new adventure. And Zerga kind of like gets up, and as soon as she's kind of
Feiyu.
like up, Feiyu, God.
Sorry.
As soon as she kind of like gets up and approaches the dragon, like does another little curl up and jumps from Zerga to Feiyu, and continues kind of like contentedly clinging to Feiyu. And Feiyu just kind of, all right, well, I'm gonna be sending a missive to a couple of the other Oasis towns saying we're going to need more provisions than we usually order, certainly. I'm certain I have a variety of things we can snack on in the meantime. And the little dragon appears to be like, like curling up. It looks like it's kind of tuckered out actually already. And is kind of like settling in a loose coil kind of around Zerga's neck. Oh, it's never the best. It's never at a good time. It's never at a good time.
Pardon me asking. I am not entirely aware of traditions of dragon folk with this sort of thing, but do you have a name picked out?
No, it's not something I'd really been thinking about in the short term. Though traditionally, the parents who construct an egg would make a list of draconic names, and once the hatchling were old enough to begin to speak, which should happen in likely a week and a half, maybe 2, they will choose their own name from the selection. I certainly don't have any sort of list made up presently, though I suppose I should. If any of you would like to contribute, I would honestly appreciate the help.
I don't know about the rest of you, but I think that's rather fun if we all contribute a name.
I mean, that honestly seems like a pretty high honor.
Well, I mean, you are all its rescuers as much as I am its caretaker. And I'm sure they'll be greatly appreciative in time. They seem fond of you all, at least. If in their first moments of life. She kind of looks over to her shoulder where the little dragon has chosen to rest its head and is beginning to very slowly blink. It's like little eyelids growing heavy. It'll be growing quite quickly in the next, for a while. I do hope they find the deserts amenable, though I'm sure it's not their preferred home. So much to do. Okay. Well, I suppose I should make some preparations. I need to send those letters. I'm anticipating, as with our meeting, some new members of the Merchant Guild to arrive shortly, and I'm not certain whether or not I'll I suppose we'll have to decide whether or not to attempt to hide our new little one, or accept them as a greater part of the Mirage's community. They won't be able to transform for quite some time, maybe a year.
Ooh.
So it will be increasingly difficult to hide them.
That's a pretty big secret, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm sure there will become a pretty big secret.
Given, I hate to bring up unsettling situations, but given the security concerns we face currently, it may be more dangerous to let our young friend be known too quickly.
This is true. Something I've considered for quite some time, and it may just be the right time now, is to disclose my nature to our permanent residents of Han and Sorceron and the traders of the market, folks who I've known personally for many years. I believe in the interest of all of us, they would be more than willing and able to keep a secret, even if the secret is just that we have a new resident.
Oh,
It would be better to have more allies than not right now, I should think. And they seem fairly interested, loyal.
Mm-hmm. I believe likewise.
And like I said, I think the secret's kind of already out somewhere. Someone knows somewhere, somehow.
Right. Yes, well then, I should think that is a fine course of action. Zerga, I'm sure I would be more than willing to assist thee in thine, matters of child care. And Zerga is just like beaming. Like she has gone from being like kind of curious and a little trepidatious to just like so excited at the idea of having a kid around. Anything I could do to support you, mine sister, I'd be more than willing. And Zerga smiles, and Feihu smiles back, and they both kind of like they take a minute and then they hug.
Oh, she's gonna spoil it, isn't she?
Oh,
yeah.
thou dost not even know.
Oh. That's sweet, though.
The little one willst have one aunt, and they willst have the best aunt they've ever had. Feihu's just like, oh, good. Yes. Ooh, okay. That will be fine. All right. Well, 'tis getting late already. Thou mightst want to get a good night's rest before planning your next steps. I imagine I'll have my sister, my hands full, both literally and metaphorically for a while, but it sounds like you all have some threads to pull on, potentially.
A bit, yeah.
I'll do everything I can from here. Please send me letters.
Wait, is this like a release of service, or what just happened?
Oh, you could do whatever you wanted to, my friend. All the time. I would certainly appreciate your help in discovering a solution to my affliction. I was under the impression that you were interested in assisting me in that matter.
We are absolutely still searching for a cure.
And if it is if you would like to continue to keep this strictly business, Loka, I can, of course, continue to reward you for your efforts. You will not worry for coin.
Oh. I mean, it's like half business and half pleasure really isn't the right word.
Adventure?
I mean, yeah, I suppose, like, it's half... It started out as business.
Personal investment.
Yes! There we go! It started off as business, and I liked the business side of it. But now oh boy, I guess I just care about the Fahim. Easy as that.
I'm not sure if Fayun immediately knows how to respond to that. But she smiles and just goes, well, then I'll make sure your personal investment pays dividends. But thank you.
Oh boy, okay. So, we get this little one to rest and then, break to figure out what to do about it?
I think that is reasonable. I think I'll be able to handle most of what this little one will require in the immediate sense, but it will keep me likely more locked down to Mirage. And Fehu kind of moves back into the egg chamber and kind of like carefully lifts the little dragon onto a cushion. It's kind of like a cream, like off-white, very soft cushion, and the like kind of slick black scales of the infant kind of like cut a harsh contrast against it, as it kind of lies there, and like its tail kind of like flicks a little bit back and forth as it kind of dozes off.
It's like when a cat curls up into a ball, it just becomes a little void.
Oh, and oh god, I can't. Oh, once they start casting. Oh. An adventure, I say. All right.
This one's probably going to be quite good at hide and seek, I have a feeling.
I would assume as much, yes. Little liquid shadow.
Has Puppy, like, in all the points of this, still been just no thoughts, head empty, looking at the dragon?
Curious about that too.
Yeah, I think Puppy has, like, kind of been following it around from person to person, just kind of curiously.
Sniff, sniff, sniff.
Mm-hmm. I think Puppy, like, also moves over to where the cushion is now that it's asleep and just kind of, like sits and watches it, like, almost suspiciously. Like, that looks like a snake. Snake's bad, but everyone seems to like this one.
Trouble.
It's okay, Puppy. Nothing will replace you.
Aww.
Pat, pat, pat. I don't think anything could replace you.
Kind of like looks up at you, continues suspiciously, looks back at the dragon somewhat suspiciously, and there's like pat, 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 back over to Loka.
Oh.
You like your new friend? Oh, don't make that sound. It's okay. You'll get along soon enough. Just gotta make sure he doesn't eat you. Oh god.
Puppy looks at you with a blank expression.
It's okay. Puppy can't understand.
We'll make sure Puppy doesn't become a snack.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Beavers are friends, not food.
Precisely.
Probably.
Well, I'm exhausted.
Yes, I have completely lost my place in what I was reading here.
It's been a long day.
Sleep then?
I would certainly like to, though. I know you have much on your plate.
Yes. Yes, I do. I can... Fahey, would you like me to continue looking through these books a while more?
Do whatever you wish. Although, I think given recent developments, I won't be able to study the fifth journal as thoroughly as I would like. I don't think I have the level of focus to be able to comprehend it with such a distraction.
No worries, he'll come up and pick over the fifth volume again. I'll continue combing over it.
And feel free to take it with you, as before.
Even out of the horde?
I trust you to take care of it.
I appreciate the honor. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll look over to I guess before he leaves, he'll walk over to the dragon, the little wormling, one more time and just whistle to it a couple notes of the Song of Creation again. I'm wondering just if he remembers it a little bit, but he'll whistle to it a little bit.
Roll perception for me.
Six.
You sense they almost like they seem to like stiffen up a little bit as you start to hum it into their ear, and then the moment passes.
Maybe later. You'll learn it eventually. And Isan will step back and say, I suppose we should give them space for now. And just take his leave and start heading back to the inn.
As you start heading out, Zergo is like piling blankets around the wormling to make like a little nest for it. Careful not to actually like touch it or disturb its sleep, but just like cozy. It's just assemble this here, this, yes, good.
Yeah, and Peshmina's following Hasan.
Up and don't go too far or you'll spot your doppelganger again.
Oh, I killed it.
Oh.
Are they still here?
No, I got rid of the extra
Mine is
mini.
still here somewhere.
I could see if...
Don't worry.
I don't think so, actually. I think it got removed.
Yeah, I don't see any other minis. Oh wait, no, there it is.
Oh.
Boo.
It's gone.
Now it's gone.
I know a lot of it went over my head before. I could still try make your job at least a little bit easier, though my understanding of magic is pretty different from yours.
If you would like to read along, I will not stop you, although it's not particularly pleasant reading. Especially
No,
not
but
this one.
it's just a lot for one person.
If you desire, I won't stop you.
I'd like to try and help. I feel kind of useless.
You've already done more than enough. But your help will be
I'm just kind of nod, keep following.
outside.
Okay. Would you like to head back to the Misty Vale Inn?
Yes.
I think
Yes.
so.
All right. Let's go. Nyum.
I want you to know this entire time I've been trying to come up with the little dragon name. This entire time.
Yeah, me too.
I'm gonna be making like lists after this.
I actually have decided on mine.
All right. Time to drag everyone back into the Misty Vale. You.
Oh, I'm gonna stop somewhere before I go to Misty Vale.
Sounds good. You. Zeron's on the road somewhere alone.
I'm just going to the markets.
All right, sounds good. What would you like to do in the markets?
I am in need of a new water skin.
Ah, yeah, that'll do it.
Super don't have one anymore.
Easy enough. Very common purchase.
Yeah.
Just like, let's say 5 copper
5 copper, that's fine.
for like a nice sturdy one.
Yeah. And then I think I'm gonna pick up food for everyone as well.
Yeah, sounds good. Let's say another 2 copper.
2 copper, okay. So, just like a nice dinner for everyone. And I'll just bring that back.
Sounds good.
That's all.
Most of you head back to the Misty Vale, and Zeron arrives shortly after you all with food.
Oh, that was thoughtful.
It's been a long day. I figured to go out just a little bit.
Could I get perception checks from everyone?
Oh no.
Where is? Oh wait, I'm not using D&D Beyond. We're doing this normal.
21.
21.
13 on the die, so 17.
17.
That was a natural 20. I am
Natural
so 22.
Starting off the new year.
Luca also got a natural 20?
I also got a nat
Holy
20
shit.
for 26.
Yes.
So you all easily hit the threshold. And Pesci and Loka, you latch onto this like immediately. So Zeron meets you in the lower like level of the Misty Vale, and as you come back up with food, all of you immediately get a funky scent coming from Astior and Calandus's room in the Misty Vale Inn.
Ew.
It's not like gross, right? Like this isn't like a spoiled anything smell. It's just like it is not quite burning. Like if I had to make a real world analogy, it's like if you could smell battery acid.
Oh. Huh.
Like kind of like tingly
slightly
and like
rotten?
very like tingly, kind of acrid, but like thinly pungent. I'm not sure if I'm stringing words together in a way that makes sense, but
Like gasoline-ish.
less
Astringent.
gasoline, more kerosene.
Ozone-y.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Yeah, Pashmina goes and knocks on their door like pretty loud, like, everything okay?
Oh yeah, here let me show you. And cracks open the
No,
door.
please don't open the door.
The scent doesn't get any worse, although it becomes immediately more detectable. And you see that Astior and Calandus have assembled effectively like this series of devices and like kind of alchemical components on the desk in this room, all of which are centered around this kind of like food bowl sized dish in the center of the desk. that has a fully clear liquid in it. And Calandus kind of like gestures to it and goes like, we've managed to recreate a smaller scale version of the scrying pool.
Oh,
I see.
you couldn't do that somewhere with more ventilation?
There are windows right here. Oh, my apology. Oh God, what the fuck did Astro sound like?
My apologies.
My apologies.
Yeah, there you go.
No, it's fine. No, here. Excuse me. And he like picks up a wand and kind of like gestures towards the window, and there's like this soft breeze that like everything out toward the window, and the scent like disappears from the lobby. Just like, my apologies. I get a little bit wrapped up in my work sometimes. But as Hassan and I discussed previously, I'd been meaning to make use of my specialty in the arcane arts to some amount of benefit, though this is difficult without proper equipment. So we've managed to recreate a sort of miniaturized version of my equipment back at the tower. It won't give as accurate or precise or detailed readings as perhaps that scrying pool could, but I will be able to at least make readings, which should help us greatly.
I mean, any step forward.
Right. So we could potentially locate necromancers or people who might know where the knowledge we seek is held.
That is currently the plan, yes.
And we
Just a little splash of divination.
Is there
I get it,
something
'cause
we...
It's a little dish.
Is there anything that we need to make this work still?
Just a little bit more time. I'm running some tests on various calibration subjects that I usually use for my normal divination. I should be prepared by morning, though. Feel free to knock on bright and early. I'll be available, and I can make a reading for any number of things. But though I have been focusing particularly on the finding a knowledgeable necromancer thing.
Oh, well. Good. That's all very good. I should think.
I should think so. I find it very impressive that Calandus and I have managed to recreate this work. He was a great boon, made a couple of significant breakthroughs, and Calandus just kind of like blushes behind him.
Good job.
Coming up in the world for an intern.
Thanks.
how much does he
Thumbs
pay
up.
you, Calandus?
He's an intern. He doesn't get paid.
Neither of us get paid. You would be the ones paying us, and I don't believe you intend to.
Saran will give Astor and Calandus a bit of the food that they purchased. At the market.
Oh! When was the last time we ate? Calandus, when did we eat last? Calandus is just
I was
like,
gonna say, when was the last time you rested?
Oh, no.
No?
What?
Just no?
No.
What were we talking about?
All right, Grandpa, let's get you to bed. Come on.
Please rest. Oh my god.
Please sit down.
Oh, yeah. All right. I'll run the calibrations in the morning. It'll be fine.
We can wait another half a day.
Here, Calandus, you can have the bed in here, and I'll take the one in the lobby. And Calandus is just like, oh, okay. Let's see if they if they flop over effectively. Close enough.
Close enough.
If you rotated them.
He's sleeping.
And like, literally as soon as both of them lie down, they are completely asleep.
Just wonk.
Well.
Hassan will just start stuffing a couple of blankets, like, under the doors, in the cracks, just try to keep from the gaseous stuff from leaking out.
I I'm really hoping those fumes aren't dangerous.
Oh god, Calandus is sleeping in there.
Don't hotbox the poor lad.
I assume the window is still open.
There is, in fact, no way to close the windows.
I can sit
They're
in
always
there
open.
to make sure nothing goes wrong overnight.
Eh. I think they'll be okay. Seeing as they've already been around it so much already.
Zron just shrugs.
I don't understand this stuff even a little bit.
Neither do I. Well, other than that, food, anyone?
Yes, please.
And they'll bring it into the room, and they're just gonna start, like, divvying it out for everyone.
Yay! Rations. And I guess Hassan will settle in with Pashmina to try and to continue looking over the book.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna take one of the books and try my best to read it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So, yeah, question that. So, are you doing like you did before, where Pashmina is like basically like audiobooking it to you as you take notes, like the fifth journal, or the fifth journal being the necromantic journal, or is Pashmina like reading one of the other 4 arcane texts, and Hassan, you are taking point on reading the 5th one? What's your game plan?
Something that I would maybe Hassan would like Pashmina to do is to look through the other books and try and find references, other places of knowledge, places where other sources that could perhaps we could try and track down and reference.
Yep.
Try to build up just a network of where this person, who these persons, who Ignith's peers were, where they studied, and maybe if it can possibly lead us to another sort of Spire of Mox, something like that. That's a bit of a long shot, but knowing where he was learning would also help, or they were learning would also help.
Yeah. Absolutely. Then, do you both want to be doing that, or Hassan, while that is happening, would you like to be reading the 5th journal?
While that was happening, I would like to be reading the 5th journal, if that is all right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Does that sound good?
Yeah. The difference is both of you making independent investigation checks, or you making one with advantage.
Okay.
So, yeah, and then Hassan, what are you looking for in... Peshmina, go ahead and give me an investigation check. And Hassan, what are you looking for now? Is there anything specifically you're looking for while studying the 5th journal, or do you just want to be learning from it, like doing a thorough study of its contents?
That's a good question. Hassan would like to, I guess, look into the ways that necrotic processes are prevented, that kind of necromancy. Stuff like gentle repose, how that works and how it sort of prevents decay.
Yeah, for sure. You appear to have slipped through the floor. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
4.
You rolled a 4?
I rolled a 4.
God,
Okay.
these dragon motherfuckers.
I'm
They're
like...
just so... Like, these journals, they're arcane... They're journals of arcane knowledge, and they're like... There's a stereotype that dragons are vain. This dragon was vain. Like, every piece of language is embellished. Every, like... like, you're looking for references specifically to other, like, other individuals, other locations, other places of learning. Wherever this author is referencing another source, they, like, spend a page or two talking about how the author has like a higher level of understanding than this other educator, but still has extracted meaning from their text.
Peshmina spends like half an hour to an hour with this shit, and then just suddenly just like buries her face in it and just goes, It's like, why can't they just say what they need to say?
Have you never read philosophy? They don't like doing that.
I hate this. I used to. Hey, Son, I was a scholar too. This is nonsense.
The book is just like open to a page where like this particular sage's choice in robes is a determinant factor in whether or not this draconic wizard respects them.
Who cares about the robes? Who cares about the fucking robes? I just need to know the information.
That's unfortunate. I rolled a 16.
A 16? I would also like a whiz save.
Oh. Let's see. Hison's track record for whiz saves remains kind of mediocre. 11.
11. That's more than a 10.
Oh.
Yeah, so you're kind of looking at how like minor necromancy functions, right? Is kind of like the big, like, just like how does this work on a small scale, and can that be extrapolated outwards?
Yes.
So like the I'm going to use Gentle Repose as an example just because it's like a good spell to focus on. So you find that, and this author's musings on like Gentle Repose as a particular spell. For context, Gentle Repose is a spell where you can effectively ward either a creature, or specifically a corpse or remains, from being able to be raised as undead. It's commonly it's commonly used as like a clerical rite in some circles, though depending on what order of clerics you're talking about, they may or may not choose to do this as part of their like funerary rituals. But the idea here then is taking what is already dead flesh and preventing it from becoming undead. Like, how good was your investigation check again?
16.
16. Pretty good. Core ideas stand pretty strong of like, okay, cool. So this is useful because it's a preventative, but it's hard. It's hard to apply to what is going on currently. Just because it's a process by which you effectively make remains sacred, and therefore they can't be raised from the dead. But like, part of this journal's content is that is intensely frustrating because the author cannot identify like an arcane reason for why that should work. Like, it's not, there's no like scholarly magical reason that should work, and their conclusion is just that like it must be a divine magic that's its own weird little kind of bullshit that they can't understand. Like, it's frustrating that this is a magic that cannot be explained through wizardly arcane means.
That's unfortunate. Isan is... Well, thank you for writing a whole chapters just to tell me that you don't know anything.
That is exactly what they did, too, yes. And how it's not their fault that they don't know.
Wonderful.
At least it was a detailed I don't know. You know?
At least it was. I mean, it was enough to get the good grade. That's unfortunate.
It starts with a 16 investigation too. Like, I think in your previous studies and here, you're starting to get, and with your saved whiz save, relevantly, you're starting to get the impression that part of the reason people who study necromancy go mad so frequently is because not everything involved in it has hard answers. So approaching it from an academic standpoint is sometimes, not always, a lose-lose situation, because you both don't understand it, and you're going to be spending a lot of time figuring out exactly how you don't understand it. But
Wow.
there is definitely still things to be learned arcanely. Like, that clearly that didn't discourage whoever wrote this journal.
It's kind of neat because, like, sure, they're not learning about necromancy, but they're learning about other things that is just as interesting, at least to me as the player.
No, yeah, that is cool. Pashmina, any luck? Any peers, people, anything? Okay. Wonderful.
Sorry.
Wonderful. Okay, that's fine.
I promise I'm trying.
I know you are.
Do either of you need to take a break, sub out?
Oh, I'm done. Peshmina's been done for like the last 15 minutes.
All right, yeah. I don't know how much better I'll do, but fresh eyes, fresh face. We'll see if I can find anything.
We'll absolutely hand you a book. Just like, no more.
All right, give it to you. We'll flip open.
Yeah, go ahead and give me an investigation check with advantage because of your knowledge of draconic history.
Cool.
Well, draconic names, specifically.
Investigation?
Draconic genealogy.
First one's a
Dragon
4.
Four's pretty.
Second
four's a
one
roll.
is 15.
15, more than a 4.
It is more than a 4.
So, looking for the same kind of things, I just noticed that you set your background for Zoran's character sheet to Vecna, and I wanted to comment on that.
I forgot that I changed it, and then I opened it, and I went, oh shit.
It's very funny.
Okay, never mind. Carrying on.
Yeah, so there are a few names, and since you got the second roll with advantage, which is fun, because it's a narrative whatnot. Having this kind of, like, book of names in the back of your head that you rolled over, some of the, you start to see a couple patterns of individuals that the author is addressing a few different ways. First off, Hasan knew this, but you also learn the name of the author. Mulba the Clever.
And this is a draconic writer?
No, sorry. Ignith the Gifted Mind.
Okay.
I'll put it in text for chat. Is how they refer to themselves. They appear to be a scholar of some renown in the arcane world, but they keep drawing from a few specific different authors. They note a couple, those being, they very rarely reference them by name. They frequently reference them to be, I need to check my notes. This is deep lore. My brothers in the fraternity. Appears to be frequently referencing back and forth. The society. Not the fraternity. Appear to be a small group of wizards, like arcane scholars, individuals from a quite long time ago that are also implied to be draconic. Appears to be, like, from their referencing, probably between, like, 3 and 5 members, including Ignith. But you get the sense that there are these couple of references keep coming up, and both of them appear to have had either strongholds or laboratories or some sort of studying facilities in Western Rackentha. There is a reference to the Spire of Mox in the journal as a location of study, and then a reference to a couple of towers west of the spire and west of those mountains specifically.
Do we have a map of Rackentha?
Hassan does with
Hassan does.
a bunch of notes written on it.
Zoran's gonna ask if you can pull it out.
Yep, it's look in docs and resources.
Yeah. I don't need it, like, me personally. It's for Zoran.
Okay.
They don't have, like, specific locations, but they have, like, general areas, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of the towers?
So you know that one is west of the Lumter. They reference the spire in the Lumter Mountains. They reference a location just west of the Lumter Mountains, north of the lake. And they mention a location on the western coast of the continent.
Alright. Zoran's gonna ask if they can write on the map.
Of course. Please do.
And they're going to write these 3 locations. I think they, like, draw, like, crude little towers.
Yeah.
Almost looking like a lighthouse.
You got a 16 on investigation?
15.
15. I'll go ahead and say, just like for the sake of fun game information, be generous with information. It sounds like from their descriptions, one is in modern day Brodor and one would be in the modern day Haraxan Coalition.
Okay. I kind of figured.
Makes sense.
But I'm just kind of, like, very rough, like, ideas. And then we'll, like, write on the side as well. Just, like, tentative locations, maybe, like, possible to investigate? Question mark?
Okay, so one was in modern day Brodor, modern day Haraxan Coalition. One was on the west coast. I'm guessing that's the Haraxan Coalition one. What was the third location?
They give reference to the Spire of Mox.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the third one was the Spire of
Yeah.
Mox. Okay. So there's just the 2 then.
Beyond the Spire, yeah.
Okay. Alright, that's useful.
Did the one by the lake say it was, like, in the lake or by it?
North of the lake.
Okay.
Hold on.
Gotcha.
Then, depending on the situation, this may end up affecting where we, as a group, have to go next, then. We all know of the lycanthropy situation, correct?
Nope.
I was gonna ask.
What?
I think just Peshmina
Only
and Loka
Peshmina
know about it
knows. Yep. So, and Loka made Peshmina wait, so she's not telling anyone.
Oh, that's so much fun.
So, there's one more night until
2.
Loka...
Two, because the next morning we'll start the...
So there's tonight, and then there will be tomorrow night, and then there will be the night after that, and then the night after that is the full moon.
So technically 3,
Yes.
counting today.
2 days until the full moon. Two nights until the full moon.
Okay.
Remember, Gaiul has 2 moons, so full moons happen more frequently than they would normally.
Okay.
Yep.
Even better.
That's rough.
That's why it was a D12, not a D30, I guess.
Yeah. So, depending on where Astior tells us the necromancer, what Astior's results are, we may decide to. That will
Pick
most
a
likely
location
depend
and
on.
go.
Yes. I'm beginning to wonder if it might have something to do with these little bits of negative energy. Perhaps it'll lead us there. No, not necessarily the towers. Just where we could possibly find sources of necromancy. But of course, it could be any sort of.
Yeah, it's
Possible. The only thing downside is, according to your map, the nearest one is Havsrath, and no thank you.
The source of Havsrath could be many things. I doubt it's necromancy.
Oh, I have no idea what it could be. Otherwise, the nearest one would be, unless we crossed the mountains.
There are simple ways across it. There's a valley. Although, and then perhaps down to Darmund as well, but we'll see where it leads us.
I don't know, it kind of seems like we missed our chance to go to Havsrath.
Oh, yes, we did.
I personally am glad we didn't get stuck there.
Well, it seems like that group has other things to do at the moment anyway.
small world. Maybe things will line up again.
Possibly.
Where are they doing their shipping again?
Anaro. Feshman answers immediately. It looks sad.
So sad about it.
You'll visit again. We'll visit some point when the situation calls for it.
Yeah. I do. So I did send another letter to Tanya. And she still hasn't replied. I'm starting to think that I need to go to the Haraxan Coalition just to make sure that she's okay, that they aren't, I don't know, in danger, in trouble.
That seems...
Perhaps.
Yes.
It's really not like them to, you know... She was the one who sent me a letter first.
Isn't the Haraxan Coalition where
the terrible people are from? Yes.
Well,
not the terrible the people you're
there's a couple different kinds of terrible people, because there's Pashmina's terrible people, and then there's the Black Talons.
If you're talking about the monastery isn't quite in the Haraxan Coalition. It's close-ish. She kind of wobbles her hand in like a non-committal way. But it's not necessarily on the way or in the way.
Be nearby.
Yeah.
I think
it's not...
before we get to that conversation of we're possibly going to Coalition, we do have a miniature scrying pool that is being constructed, tomorrow. I'm sure it would be alright if you asked Astior and Calandus to use it to see in on Lady Tanya.
You're right. I should. I really should. I'm worried about them.
Yeah, I've got a good question I want to ask them tomorrow too. So,
And
can I just kind of get
I as well.
all of our things out of the way at that time? And then revisit the
Gives Luca a
discussion.
look.
Loka pointedly looks away from you.
And yes, and what ever-pressing question would that be, Loka?
We'll worry about it tomorrow. It's
Check
not a right
yourself.
now. It's not a right now thing.
Oh, good. Because we have many things to do, and would hate to be pulled away again.
And that's why I
Ashwin.
said, we all kind of look at the pool tomorrow. We get some vision down, and then we go, okay, let's chart a course.
Hides her expression.
Just like, how obvious are the two of you making this?
Loka's trying to be discreet.
Yeah, Pashmina mostly just looks worried, which is normal right now.
Okay, that's fair. Then never mind.
Just like...
Like,
Don't face the wall.
Yep.
I believe it is time to sleep now.
Yep.
I'm going to pore over the books, I think, a little more. See if I can't find anything while the lots of you are sleeping.
All right.
Although I think
Have
the books
fun.
puts me to sleep more than anything.
Yeah. Or give you
Drinks
a
on you,
headache.
you can't be forced to sleep by anything, including books.
I know, that's the best part. But boredom, that might.
Roll for boredom.
Is that now? Do you want to roll high for that or roll low for that?
12.
See, I feel like I roll the you roll how boring it is, and then you have to roll like a con save to not fall asleep to the boredom.
Oh,
No, that's probably a whiz save. Anyway.
I fail.
I will be right back.
Yeah.
Very quickly.
Alright. Long rest time?
Yeah, I think so.
Alright, let me go ahead and fix my sheet.
Is there anything else you're particularly digging cores are on?
I think that they want to mark down every time, like, the society is mentioned as well. Because I think they're intrigued by that.
Mm-hmm.
Just because that's something new that hasn't been discussed. And then just anything that might even be a fraction of help to the current situation.
There was a Society of Peers. What was the Society of Peers? How many were there?
They're just referenced as the society. And implied that it was a society of, it seemed, draconic wizards who were studying things. It sounded like around somewhere between 3 and 5 members. It's a little vague because the author only ever really referred to them as a group and referred to individuals sparingly. Potentially, again, out of vanity.
Yeah, they're gonna, like, every time they see it mentioned, they're gonna, like, tear out, like, a piece of paper from, like, a book or, like, a notebook or something and, like, stuff it into the page as, like, a makeshift post-it note.
Yeah, for sure. And do a little bit of annotation, hopefully without harming this, what feels like probably a centuries-old text.
They're not gonna write in the book, they're not gonna dog-ear the pages.
Yeah.
Zoran was raised better.
Excellent.
Promise will increase it.
So, they're just gonna spend the night reading through to see if they find anything new at all.
Yeah.
I know that's as vague as I could make it, but I don't
Yeah.
think Zeron knows what they're looking for.
Go ahead and roll me another investigation check.
Just plain?
Yep.
Flat? Worse than last time, 12.
12. Yeah, hard to get much more out of it on that reference. You do gain a bit more of a sense of the author's personality in general. They seem to adhere to some of the more stereotypical traditional tenets of dragonhood. Like I said, they appear to be academically very vain. They talk about the resources at their disposal. They do also, however, talk about their understudies in some cases. It sounds like they had, like, their arcane studies were not something that they pursued exclusively on their own. It seems like they had some amount of, like, organizational support outside of this society. Like, they must have had some sort of apprentices or understudies or compatriots.
Okay. I don't think I can get much more from that then.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah. The night passes fairly quickly. By the time all of you wake up again, Astior is no longer in the cot outside, and you hear something of a, not commotion, but fun experimentation noises happening from Astior and Calandus' room.
Burbling and clinking and
Yes. Potion noises.
potion noises.
Let's see if I can
Science.
find some fun props.
Long
You
rest
all
take.
may get up as soon as you would like.
Up or status, not down. I am up. Woohoo!
Zeron's just lying on their back on the floor with just like their hand, like holding the book up in the air, reading it that way, just because they're just so bored with it.
San will just like gently pick up the book and say, "I believe that is damaging to your back, Zeron."
It's fine.
I think you've had enough book for today.
That's prestidigitation it away, right?
That's not how that works.
Oh,
Sleepy Loca.
I'll be taking that then, and he's gonna close it.
All yours.
Ay.
They have bags under their eyes.
And I guess he'll just like step over Zeron and go to the door. And I need to teleport out of it. And we'll just give a little talony scratchy scratch on the door. And then
Astior hurls the door open as soon as you knock on it. It's just like, come in! So that's what sleep is like. Interesting. All right.
Yes. I recommend a number of hours of it.
Hours? Goodness. All right.
I
Well,
don't have hours.
I'll consider it.
Let me out.
So
Let me out.
you have to hold shift, and you can tell. Hold shift.
I just don't want to open it. Yes.
So success. Well, I heard
Yes,
noises.
everything appears to be calibrated, and you see like these flasks burbling and bubbling, and they're kind of like drip feeding into this again, like very clear pool of what now you can tell is like a very viscous liquid, but is like almost instead of being completely transparent like it was before, it now almost looks mirrored. If you could pour, I don't know if any of you have in this world have seen what liquid mercury looks like, but it is a fluid that is fully reflective. It appears to be working just fine. And I've attuned it to pre-attuned it to some existing interests and desires. But I can extend my abilities a bit beyond that. I'm feeling very refreshed. This should be good, effective.
All right then. I suppose we have things to begin to locate. We need to locate.
All right. Would you like me to start with the original request, that of a knowledgeable necromancer?
Yes, please.
All right. And he kind of extends his arms and shakes them a little bit. Just oh, all right. And he wraps his hands around either ends of the bowl and then very carefully dips either of his thumbs into the liquid. And then he tilts his head back just a little bit, and you see his eyes have gone fully white, and are glowing a little bit. And as he does so, you see the surface of the liquid in the little bowl go completely black, and then start to fade in a very kind of murky, foggy looking image. And Astior starts to kind of all right, well, I cannot tell you specifically. I have a sense of place. I believe this is across the mountains to the north. It appears geographically a town near the Gnat's Cog could be Fear. There's a pair of individuals, not getting much visually for features and more of silhouettes. They are somewhat more squat in stature. One of them appears to be bearing symbols of the Great Huntress, a bow and arrows. She has a pair of direwolves, or
Naya?
she is more nebulous, but this figure, at least, appears to have a pair of direwolves around them. I don't believe it's Naya herself, but rather, I think, an acolyte.
A depiction? Ooh.
No, it's someone who would follow Naya. One of the Great Huntress. And they are near another acolyte, it seems. Similar raiments, though they appear to be wearing a metal ring around their neck, from which some horns and bones appear to be affixed. I believe those are likely to be symbols of Nesaith, the I believe the goddess of
Scythe.
I'd have to the goddess of the grief and of death. So similar sort of vein. I'm not certain. They don't appear to be performing necromancy, but the divination is as divination does. So, oh, well, okay. Okay. They appear to be likewise accompanied, somewhat like their companion, by a direwolf. Though this direwolf seems to have moved on, so to speak.
Oh.
They are near a what appears to be the skeletal remains of a direwolf,
Eee.
who is circling them much like the direwolves circle their companion. They appear to be conversing over some matter, and the one bearing the symbols of Nesaith appears to be entering a wood, a dark wood. That could be the Gnat's Cog, I suppose. But yes, I'm confident that is the Gnat's Cog, given my previous visit.
All things
right.
considered, that was pretty detailed.
I do my best. And he pulls his thumbs out of the liquid, which goes back to being a mirror sheen, and his eyes like go back to normal, and he kind of like, all right, haven't done that in a while. Yes, I'm fairly happy with the kind of makeshift thing we've got going over here. I wish I could be more precise. Normally, I can give locations, energies, some more specific bodily features. But I feel fairly confident about that.
No, that was pretty good. That kind of covers a lot of ground for us, I think.
And yes, if it is a town. It appeared to be a town near the Gnat's Cog, and the only major town I'm aware of is Fear, so probably a good place to start, and maybe if not there, you'll be directed nearby.
Do some asking around, I suppose.
If anyone would like to roll history, they may.
Yes, I will always roll history when I
why
can.
did I do
26.
that? Unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20 is pretty good.
Whoa.
16 plus 4.
Fuck it, I'll roll 2. No, I won't. 6.
I'll do it just because why not? 11.
11?
Did you hear what I said?
I did not.
26.
26.
26. All right, so
Yeah.
26, 20.
Yeah.
So 6, 11, 20, 26. Well, Loka, you'd never heard of it. It's fucking, they don't cover this shit in the ocean.
No.
It's just, look, it's so far inland. Why would you even, it's whatever. The Zoran, you've heard of the town. You are familiar that this is where, trade route-wise, the vast majority of the continent gets its coffee exports. Like, Fear is a major location of trade for the Gnat's Cog, though you also know that it's a little funky. Like you've read history books that tell you, like, Fear has a very unique way of conducting trade, and, like, they never explain what that meant in any of the books that you read. Pejmina, you are familiar enough. It was suggested at one point that the travelers go there maybe for a performance. You ultimately decided not to, just because it's pretty far out, and it's not the same sort of, like, particularly wealthy entertainment clientele that you're looking for, because Fear is a predominantly goblin town, which means that it's not that they don't conduct trade. Clearly they export coffee at a pretty high rate. Like, it's very popular in the region. But, like, it's not like they have a fundamentally different understanding of economy. So, like, going there, and it would be weird to expect to make money there, basically, as, like, a traveling entertainers group.
Gotcha.
And yeah, Hassan, you're familiar that this is a predominantly goblin town, but there are a actually quite wide variety of people who live there. Most of the folks who end up living in Fear are local to the region, so primarily goblins and lizard folk. Although there are a number of humans, there are a couple of elves, like a small cluster of elves in the city and the region. But definitely culturally, very much a goblin town. They do a lot of trade either by barter or service, and they're a lot less concerned with, like, accruing wealth. Like, hey, if you can do something for them, they'll do something for you. And maybe if it's convenient for them, they'll just do something for you. And maybe you can just do something for them. But it's not really this kind of formalized trade back and forth, so to speak. But yeah, known. Hasan rolled a 26, so he gets more information. The readings of Astior make a lot of sense, given that Naya is one of the predominantly worshipped deities in the region, the goddess of the hunt. Very much, not just hunt, but kind of nature and wilderness in general. And as the Natskog has remained a distinctly untamed woods, the locals are definitively not interested in like attempting to settle or really take advantage of the Natskog as a resource. The reason they obtain and produce so much coffee is because it's harvested wild, because it grows wild, and they have no interest in upsetting that wilderness. And as such, like, Naya has become a very predominant deity in the area. Want to learn more about the connection between... If you would like to learn more about the connection between Nisaith and Naya, roll religion now.
Okay. Are you saying that?
Yeah.
Okay. I will also roll
religion
now.
to continue.
25.
God.
Jesus Christ.
Built for lore. I love
I'm
this.
built for this shit.
Yeah, so, like, this makes a lot of conceptual sense, even as someone who doesn't really... who studies these deities... Historically, these deities tend to be paired together. Nisaith being the goddess of death and grief, goes hand in hand with the hunt. You cannot hunt without death. And as such, if you worship a goddess of the hunt, you have to be respectful of what comes after, and therefore, frequently, either those, like, temples, or even just priests and priestesses and clerics and acolytes tend to pair up together because they have kind of a strong understanding of each other's philosophies.
They're very much into knowing... people knowing how the sausage gets made.
Yeah.
I see. Because hunt cannot go without death. And I guess how does necromancy fit into the worship of Nisaith?
That much hard to tell.
Okay. That's
It
maybe something to learn.
very much varies from person to person. As far as you're aware, undeath is actually either infrequent or not typically a part of Nisaith's, like, worship. Like, frequently, your familiarity with Nisaith as a deity is, like I said, like funeral rites, like the kind of procedures and caretaking one does after death.
Well, I can't say anything for sure, but anything relating to Nisaith, whose worship usually is related to the undeath, and caretaking after death, perhaps their clerics would have more to say. But then again, we'll have to find these fellows and that were in the vision. And what were the two individuals going on about? The ones with the...
You couldn't tell what they were talking about. Just that they were... Astior couldn't tell what they were talking about. Only that they were conversing, and then the acolyte of Nisaith appeared to go into a woods.
So I guess then... Well, either way, the Natskog is where we have to go. Where we have to go next, then. If that's where it leads us.
Seems so.
That
I guess
sounds
at least
like a
that's
great
not.
idea.
That's not very far. Or
Not at
well,
all.
yeah, relatively speaking.
As the crow flies, it's not particularly far.
Well.
There is a mountain range between you and there.
Yeah.
There's a valley we can go through, thankfully. Although, don't know. I never really established how treacherous that valley was, did I?
It is medium treacherous.
Okay.
Medium. So, but the word treacherous still applies.
Oh, yes, very much so.
Okay.
Relevantly, the distance between Mirage and Althra is roughly like a half to a third the travel distance between Mirage and Fear, depending on how you choose to get there. There's a few different ways to get there from here. You can go basically outside of the Natskog, circumvent the mountains entirely.
I was saying if we
and
just
go
kinda
like
cut...
north of Lake Lilia, and kind of there's a break between the Natskog and the non-Natskog woods to the south, where kind of the biomes start to shift. That is like the typical route between the Phasia and Fear, so you'll have like established roads going to there. It could certainly be faster to go directly through the mountains, but probably more difficult terrain. You don't necessarily know what's out there, or if you have a trail to blaze specifically. If you had a way of getting over the mountains very quickly, that would be like easily the fastest way to go.
Why did the airship have to go so far away?
But there are many ways to get to Fear.
Right. More questions, though. There is more that we can perhaps get from you, that we can ask of you.
Oh, certainly. Instead of searching for individuals, I also had kind of a pre-attunement for like large sources of necromantic energy, if you'd like me to do a reading on that. A little more difficult for the equipment I have, given that that's more of a vibe, and it's a big area, but I can certainly go for it.
Not... I was thinking perhaps rather... Could you search for a location just... Or at least... No. Because all we
Please
know
speak your
about
mind. Divination is not an exact art. Sometimes off-the-ball ideas can work.
There were in some old texts of Feyhus lists the existence of a small society of draconic scholars, loose, and places where they used to study, including the Spire, actually. And they listed two others.
Interesting.
One would be past the Lumter in Brodor, just north of the lake. And
That's quite a bit. Here, allow me. And he'll cup the bowl with his hands and put his thumbs in it again. It goes black and then to kind of a murky gray, and his eyes light up again. And he just kind of sits there for a minute and he's just like, could you read a passage describing it, or simply continue describing it to me?
Zoran, you were the one who found it.
Yes, and they'll flip through. Give me just a moment, and like they're gonna go to all of the like the pages that they had marked,
Yeah,
or
absolutely.
like bookmarked, basically, to try and find for specifically that location.
Yeah. As you kind of like read from the passages describing it, and it's always in vagary or in passing. Yeah. It's not like they're explicitly describing the interior of this location. But as you continue describing and speaking about it, you can see in the pool images start to form somewhat. They're vague, and you get the sense that they're maybe non-literal at first. You see shelves with books kind of flying on and off of them. There's kind of like arcane scribblings, like kind of floating in the air around them. And the image starts to kind of coalesce and even settle a little bit, and begins to form what looks like a library, much like the area in the Spire of Mox, just before the Deep Archive. This sort of underground, dimly lit storage place almost for books, with kind of similar draconic carvings on some of the walls, although the stone it's hewn from is entirely different. It's cut from this like deep red, kind of almost granite, as opposed to the smooth gray stones of the Spire of Mox, and appears to depict an entirely different kind of dragon. Astior kind of like winces from effort a little bit and tries to like pull the image back to see more of what's surrounding it. But as he starts to do that, the image just kind of breaks and he's unable to reform it. Frustrating. Well, it appears to exist. I am not sure I could tell you where, though.
As long as we know it still exists, at the very
And
least.
it appears to be fairly well preserved.
That is... If we can find them, we can perhaps find more sources like the ones we have. But in case our travels on fear lead nowhere, I guess that would be another lead we could follow. Although, of course, that would mean we would have to go over a whole nother set of mountains. And a larger one.
Oh boy.
Anything else I can do? I know, Hassan, you and I had plans to study the
body, yes.
Yes, although I imagine we would want to be done here first before we go autopsying. Ugh.
I have more of a personal thing.
Of course.
I would really like to see what's going on with a colleague of mine.
Certainly. Could you perhaps describe them?
Tanya of Tanya's Traveling Tale-Tellers. She's the leader of our troop. She organizes all of our performances. Yeah, and I guess she'll just kind of describe like what she looks like, what she does, her personality as best as she can.
Yeah. The familiarity with which you know the tale tellers certainly helps in this level of description. And as you describe, Astior begins the process again, and you see in the pool Tanya. She appears to be performing right now, it seems, doing some kind of... It looks like maybe a soliloquy or a speech, a monologue of some kind, performed intermediarily. Being performed. Could you roll insight for me?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Okay, hold on. $17 plus 5.
Oh. Hot roll.
Say 23?
22.
22. You know Tanya very well.
Mm-hmm.
Tanya's never nervous. Tanya
Oh.
is the most confident performer
Yeah.
you've
Okay.
ever performed with in your entire life. The idea of stage jitters is a joke to her. And she's a very good performer. If you weren't so familiar with her, you would not see the, like, very slight tinge of fear behind the back of her eyes.
Oh.
She's performing, she's doing what she always does, and she's doing it beautifully, even though you can't hear her. But she's worried about the outcome of this, and you don't know why.
That's not good. Well, at least she's, I don't know, able to perform. I almost thought, okay.
Did we get a beat on where she is?
Hard to say. Far.
She did say that they were on their way to the coalition.
That is quite far.
They don't normally go there.
Well, you said you'd sent a letter?
Several.
Well, I should hope they have, opportunity to return. And if not... Worrying.
I think that just kind of confirms my own suspicions. Something's not right. Thank you.
Of course. Apologies that it's not all good news. Anything else? Come down, get your fortune told. Haha! And he does a little funny dance.
The funny Astior dance.
The funny Astior dance. Everyone knows the funny Astior dance.
Oh, I want to get my fortune told.
Is there anything specific? I don't actually do fortunes. It's kind of a specific asks kind of thing. It was a funny bit I was trying to do.
Oh, well, what the hell?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I've deceived you.
For the last time.
Well, hopefully. I don't intend to do it again.
Could you look into, the head of the organization called the Wait! I have 2 requests. Can I make 2 requests?
You can absolutely make 2 requests.
Okay, so the first request is I want to know who and or where, whatever you get out of this, the head of the Black Talons is /all. And the second thing is who that isn't in this room knows about Faye here.
That's very specific.
I'll see what I can do. Those are good requests. We'll see if my equipment can suffice.
If they can't, death awaits or something. I don't know.
For whom?
Me, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, I hope not. All right. And
I'm just
Astior will
joking.
begin the process. Looking for the leader of an organization called the Black Talons.
Indeed.
The image shifts between, it appears, a few silhouettes. The first one, you recognize quite quickly, actually. It's one of the individuals you met as part of Lichbane on the road. The more clerical-looking one with kind of the longer robes and the mace. Hers is the image that comes up first. Then there is a silhouette you don't immediately recognize. It's some kind of robed figure, a tall cloak, maybe, humanoid form. Hard to make out any real details. And the third is a claw, a big black talon. Which, I mean, sure, just showing us the symbol we asked for, right? But then the image shifts somewhat, and that talon is attached to a hand, a full black draconic hand.
Oh my god.
Oh.
That's
Oh my.
so fucked.
Well, I hope that means something to you.
Yeah, nothing good, but yeah.
Oh, and all right, probably the most abstract is the Feihu thing. I'll see what I can do. All right, I'm gonna roll Arcana for Astior for this actually, because this is a quite difficult ask.
Yeah, I figured it might be.
I don't know where that dice went. 15. Okay, so he's rolling fairly well, but that is under a 30. That is where the DC was for that. He rolled a 25. 25's pretty good out of 30. But it is a little beyond the scope of his ability and equipment at this time. The image fuzzes. Relevantly, you do get a couple of you get figures. Like the divination pool is combined with Astior's spellcasting is finding something, right? Like that it's not a null hit. You are clearly the pool is drawing upon some level of truth in this statement, but the silhouette is so nebulous that it just there's nothing you can really glean from the image before it dispels, and Astior's just like, ah, fuck. Oh, well, can't all be winners. Sorry about that.
I mean, it's not your fault or anything.
I'll see what I can do. Vagaries are always a bit difficult.
But, I mean, it kind of confirms our suspicion, though, that somebody knows.
This is true.
It also could have been one of us that appeared. We just couldn't see it. Because we
I
all
have a-
did know.
What happens if we do somebody in this city? Does it come up as vague?
Just looking for somebody in this city who knows about Feihu?
Yes.
It's worth a try. And he does it again, and you get an image of this room.
Okay, well-
Do we get a recursive image?
Yeah, so you look into the image, and you see in the little bowl in the image is a smaller image of you. It's just that in the image, it's so small that it's like really, it's hard to get more than like 2 layers deep, but you do see that it kind of like descends inward.
That's really funny.
Does my hair look like that from the back?
Astior kind of dispels it quickly. He's just like, I remember learning something about recursive images and how that could be. Don't want to hold on to that for too long.
So wait, just to go over, so leader of Black Talons, big old black talon is what we saw with it attached to a something.
Mhm.
What was the first one? The first question?
So you found out. So as for the leaders of the Black Talons, you first found the one member of Lichbane, and a silhouette of a cloaked figure, and a black talon attached to a creature. For Tasha's, you found out that Tasha is alive and
Tanya.
probably Tanya. Apologies. Tanya
good.
is at least alive and but appears to be nervous about something. You discovered that you got a vague sense that there is probably someone outside of the like group of you that know that Feihu is a dragon. But all nearly impossible to tell who. You found out that there is an acolyte of Naya and Nesaith in Fear in the Natskog, likely. And that the disciple of Nesaith, purportedly, if Astior's readings are correct, knows at least something about the process of necromancy. Is there anything I'm missing?
I don't believe so, no.
That pretty much covers it.
Yep, we've got a bunch of information about
You
fear.
effectively confirmed that you're the only people in town that know that Feihu's a dragon.
Yeah.
Not even
Probably
Sephi?
not.
Does Sephi know?
Sephi did not show up on the reading.
Oh. I thought Sephi knew.
Nah, Safi doesn't know anything. Safi's Safi. Safi just knows what Safi knows.
Just knows be little and nap. Eat hot chip and lie.
Yeah.
Small.
And if you do good thing, and if you do your work well, you get extra niblets.
God, does Safi love niblets.
Niblets. I don't even know what that. It's like weird kobold kibble kind of.
Just chunks of rock.
No. What's that?
Kobold.
Crunch.
That's the corner. Everybody knows that niblets are the cornerstone of kobold cuisine.
It's a diet.
It's a salt lake.
It's important. Yes, yeah, exactly. It's a gem you can eat.
Full of the essential minerals that a kobold needs. Because it's an actual mineral.
Jesus Christ.
Then, alright then.
Who wants to go see a dead body?
Oh,
I do.
One thing I'd like to ask
Oh,
before,
for sure.
retrieving it. I am just curious, morbid curiosity to see how my fiance, now ex-fiance, is faring after everything that happened. Is all.
Sure.
I've not received any news, and I'm
Would you mind describing her? Or maybe a name?
happy to. And they'll give Cybella's name and then just go into like deep detail what she looks like.
Absolutely. Astior dips his fingers into the pool and eyes go white. And you see the blustering winds of the Phasia. And you see a figure wrapped in cloaks, very fine, very well crafted, very aesthetically precise clothing, being absolutely harried by the Phasia winds as the figure appears to be approaching an oasis town. I think you can recognize that it's Rose Lake.
Interesting.
Oh.
Zoran is silent.
She's leaving?
Well, good for her, getting out of the city for once in a while.
But she's not in, like, a caravan or anything? That seems strange.
Thank you. I'm going to go retrieve the body. Be outside. distance from the town. I'd rather not.
Yes, I think it would be appropriate to do this some distance from town.
Oh, of course.
Excuse me, and they'll excuse themselves from the room.
Although, perhaps the horse. No. Maybe.
With the-
Yeah, maybe that. Not the best idea, right?
Not near the little one. That's
Yeah.
Little
no.
one?
oh.
Oh, right.
Well, Astior should be able to know, right?
Yeah, but it's not our responsibility. It's Fahey's. There's nothing happening. Nothing happened. Nothing at all.
All right, I guess I have to have a conversation with Fahey shortly.
Yes.
There you go. Easy peasy.
Yeah. Yes.
It'll be a pleasant surprise.
Although perhaps maybe maybe they would like a little autopsy. Who knows? Maybe they're curious.
No, not okay. Ugh.
Either way, sterile location. Let's find one.
We can certainly do our best.
Just before Astior leaves, Pashmina reaches out and grabs the robes off of his arm. Sorry, I do have just one last request.
Oh, sure.
I would really like to check on a friend. His name is Zeal. I was going to ask this the first time we came to the Spire, but he was there.
Oh, I would have made the reading very clear.
I'm curious what's going on with him now that some time has passed.
Can do. All right. And he'll grab the pot. And I assume you continue your description.
Yeah.
The image comes into focus. And you see Zeal sitting on something. It's vaguer, foggier, hard to tell. But you can tell he's sitting in the monastery. Where exactly? Harder to tell. But he's sitting kind of slumped over, elbows on his knees. And he's got a mirror in one hand, and he's just staring deeply into it. He still has the mask on.
Really?
Or rather, he has what is now a new mask on. You can tell because the markings have changed.
Okay. I should have known.
Ooh, is baby sulking?
Yeah, if Pashmina could hear you, she would fucking punch you. Oh. Okay. Well, at least he's still alive. That's something. Thanks again.
Of course. All right, Calandus, back it up. I've got a body to inspect.
Your enthusiasm is something, all right?
Oh, I'm terrified. This will be very interesting. Calandus will begin effectively turning off burners and making the place more stable. And Astior will follow you all out.
Oh, to the rest as they all leave. I actually need to go see Han, if it's alright that I'm not there for the moment.
Oh, sure.
I would also prefer not to see it again.
That's perfectly fine.
Why can I not remember that name?
Han?
Han's the alchemist.
Oh, right. Okay.
So, I'll go take care of that while you all take care of that.
You want some company?
I guess? I mean, I won't say no.
Okay, I'm coming with.
Oh. I always like to spend time with you.
All right.
Oh, shucks.
So it is Hassan and Astior and Zaran. To look at a dead body. We're gonna put them out by the meeting tent. Which is probably the most remote location you can pick.
I was gonna do it even further
Even
out,
further?
so it's like no one can like see what's going on.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Because that's weird.
Is there like a kind of radius that you can tell, like, is still within like the mirage of Mirage, the
Yeah, sure.
mists, just so you're not
But you can get pretty
Too
far
far.
out, yeah.
okay.
All right.
I don't know where Hassan went.
He's down here. He's just.
I was just gonna do it like by these like double trees out here.
Yeah, for sure.
Like
Excuse
out of
me,
the way
what's
enough.
Oh, I see. Double trees. I shall.
Double
teleport
tree.
on
Shoot.
Shoop. Oh, you thought that was too quick for you, huh? Well, look at this.
Oh.
Now I'm here. Now I'm here.
Oh. And while everyone's coming down, Zoran kind of like sets up. They'll go into a lantern and come back out with a little zombie friend, but they're wrapped up in like a rug or like a tapestry, and they're gonna have that like set underneath them, so it's
Yeah,
not
for
just
sure.
like sand underneath them.
When you go into the lantern, I would like you to make a Constitution save.
Oh god.
Constitution saving.
Yep.
Sure. All right.
You go and you immediately pass out because it fucking stinks so bad.
Oh god. Oh, I fail it.
What'd you get?
That's gonna be a 5.
5 is not quite good enough. So you're not gonna be... You're not knocked out or anything like that. You are gonna be poisoned for the next hour.
Oh my god.
Um,
you just keep making like ooh, oh, ooh, like noises.
just means you have disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
That's great. Love that. And while they're in there, they're going to light every single candle that they have in there.
Absolutely, yeah.
Every single one.
Mm-hmm.
Lighting incense, lighting
Like,
candles.
it's-
like
That was actually one thing I wanted to have Zerga get while they were in town, and I just forgot to ask. It was like
You can absolutely retroact that if you'd like to.
2+ pounds of incense.
Yeah, Zerg will just get that for you.
Perfect. And they're going to light up almost all of it. They are hotboxing their lantern.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Just the lantern glow a little bit.
It's slightly brighter. It is very slightly
There's like
brighter.
just a little smoke coming off of it. Just a little bit. All right, you assemble. As before, it is as a result of fireball, a very charred corpse. Looks like it might be in a little bit worse condition than before, but you can still identifiably see the kind of complex sigil that appeared to have been inscribed on this individual's back. This being the individual who you suspect rather confidently that was the fake Hawkguard courier that Feihu met with in Mirage.
Well then, can Hassan start like just prestidigitating like bile and whatever else is on it, dirt to just try and get...
Yeah, try and like clean it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. It helps somewhat. It's a little hard because it's not like... The thing that is actually obscuring it the most is the charring, and that's not like detritus. That's not dirt. That is just part of it. So it's not like you can like clean the burned parts off, but you can definitely clean up. Yeah, like bile, whatever oozes are kind of secreted by this corpse as it is continuing to decompose. Astro's gonna roll a con save. He's got a -2. All right, Astro throws up. Gross. Okay. Okay. You can do this, Astro. All right.
Look,
this
I
is
can.
fine.
If anybody needs a nice little refresher, I can refresher. I can deal with some poisoning if you need me to.
It's bad.
Can't you
It's pretty
use
bad.
magic to clear the air, please?
I can't clear the air, but I can clean you. He puts a hand on your head and casts Lesser Restoration,
Perfect.
and that'll get rid of your poison.
I like the idea that this takes the form of basically like a little protective bubble around like your nose and mouth.
Oh.
Yeah.
Magical surgical masks.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah. And Astior will kind of like look, and he pulls out a notebook, and he's going to continue kind of like examining. For the purpose of this, I'm going to say, Hasan, that like you using like prestidigitation and whatnot is giving Astior the help action, if that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm his little nurse assistant or whatever.
Sure.
I'm also going to try to assist on the side. I don't know what I can do, but
Sounds good. He's
He
got a
sounds like
24.
the worst fucking nurse.
24 is pretty good. So, yeah, kind of examining the spell circle, and he goes, well, all right, so this one I'm familiar with. And he kind of traces the line of a pair of, like, big circular runes. It says, this is actually a divination enchantment. It allows whoever inscribes it upon the bearer of the sigil to be able to see through the eyes and senses of the bearer of the sigil as if they were the caster's familiar. So, whoever inscribed this, whoever sent this individual, was likely able to see and hear through their eyes and ears, should they so choose, at any given point in time. The other, I am much less familiar with. Given the notes you've been talking about with me, Hasan, it does appear to be necromantic in origin. And while I'm not certain of the effect, I do know that it appears to have a trigger clause, some kind of... It occurs, this enchantment stores a spell, which will activate when the bearer of the sigil dies. But unfortunately, I can't pin down the exact of like what happens when that occurs.
Well, that's unfortunate. Hasan's gonna pull out the book. And try to start comparing the sigils
Absolutely.
to ones that are written.
Go ahead and roll me Arcana, and also a
Thank
Wisdom save.
Thank you. Let's do Wisdom save first. 13.
13 is better than a 10.
Arcana. Good shit. 28.
28. That'll do it.
Jesus.
Give me that bard shit.
Yeah. So, looking at this, you are like trying to compare the spell circles. You're looking at kind of like delayed spell casting, the kind of runes required to do this kind of enchantment. And you come over a match. It's almost as simple as just finding it, although the scribblings get a little less coherent in the back half of the journal, so it's a little harder to find. But very simply, it's a reanimation cipher. Should the bearer of this sigil become deceased, they rise from the dead. And there's an additional clause in there that says they will then return to the caster. So it appears that the idea here was if my agent dies in the line of duty, they will become an undead and return to me to get rid of the evidence, basically. Or to give me their information, or whatever clause was in, whatever intention was behind there. With the idea being, if this agent were to die, they will become raised and return to the caster.
Well, he's also say, well, whoever cast it obviously knew what they were doing, because this is listed in this poem specifically, like this almost this exact match. If it's almost like, have you heard of this, Astro? I'm sure you've heard the Death Ward spell, correct?
Vaguely. Not really my wheelhouse.
Yes, it's a rather advanced spell that's it's a rather advanced spell that can literally prevent death. It's more holy, but imagine if someone were simply about to die. They simply wouldn't. If they were about to be torn away from this mortal coil, this sort of ward would prevent that. Imagine that, but this glyph that triggers on death would simply reanimate them, and then control the undeads to return to the caster. Meaning that while we were... that it could have very well been on its way back to the caster by the time we found it, or perhaps it had already found its caster and had simply been let loose. Or... no, that couldn't be. They would have gotten rid of them completely. Damn. It's not like we can simply have it rise again for us, though.
Hey, Son.
Yes?
Can you go ahead and just make a straight-up intelligence check?
Thank you. Yes. That's not that good. That's 12.
Okay, good to know. Thank you.
Heisan will try to make... there is handwriting in the crafting of sigils, correct?
Sure.
Heisan will just try to make a mental note of it.
Yeah.
Of whatever sort of handwriting.
For sure. It is, unlike typical writing, it is more precise than that.
Of course.
There's not a lot of room for, like, individual markers, but there are some. So, yeah. There's a chance. There is a possibility you could recognize this in the future.
Alright. What? Then what do we do with the rest of the body, then? I suppose we could harvest whatever ichor
I'd say probably
was
burn.
I suppose I'd agree. Zoran, you're not particularly attached to this rug anymore, are you?
I did like this one, but it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, I can clean it up. I can still clean it up if you would rather preserve it.
It's been tainted emotionally.
I think that's exactly what Zoran's thinking. It's just like, no, it's fine. It would be nice, but at the same time, I'm going to look at this rug and I'm going to think, oh yes, this is what I used to wrap up a corpse. I don't like that thought. It would ruin the feng shui in my lantern. I don't like that.
Oh yes, the famous feng shui of no dead bodies. Just don't keep dead bodies in your house. It's not good for the energy. It
No.
unbalances it.
The vibes are just so off.
Rancid vibes.
Mm-hmm. Literally.
I suppose then wrap it up, bury it in the sand, and burn?
Suppose so.
Yep. And I guess then we'll do that. Is there anything more do you think we can get from it, Astio, or?
Not for me.
I can go purchase a bottle of some sort of spirit then to help speed up the process. I'll be back. They're just gonna go into town, just buy like the cheapest,
Yeah.
like the highest proof alcohol.
You get some Everclear.
Love it.
Yeah.
I'm so glad.
Yeah.
Yeah, easy enough done. You
Love it.
grab an accelerant, basically, wrap the corpse up in the blanket.
Want me to drop like another like 2
soak it.
copper?
Let's say 1.
1? Okay.
It's the cheapest.
Perfect. Yeah.
Um,
Basically just getting rubbing alcohol.
mhm.
And yeah, I'm just gonna dump
Easily
it
enough
on.
done. You collectively burn the corpse. Doesn't take very long.
Perfect.
Loka and Peshmina, you return to the alchemist.
Yep. Fishmina's knocking on the door.
It's open. They let you in easy.
Good
Well, the shop is
morning.
upstairs.
Oh, well.
Well, they which is something they say from upstairs. They go, we're up. I'm up here.
I will make my way up.
All right.
Okay.
Wanted me to take a look at that hammer of yours?
Yes, please, if you don't mind.
For sure. Was there anything in particular you wanted me to determine about it? I know we talked a little bit. I do wish I could tell you what was inside of it, but I promise it's altogether very difficult to do without opening it. And by difficult, I mean functionally impossible.
I mean, anything that you can figure out about it, maybe just how it works, how things are even put inside of it, how...
I could do that.
Things like that?
Yeah. Give me a day, a few hours. I'll see what I can do.
Oh, okay. Then I guess I'll
Come
just
back
leave
later this
you-
evening.
Okay. Oh, that was easy. Have anything you wanted to do before we head out, Luca?
Oh god, do I have anything to do? No, not really. I said I wanted to see a dead body, but I lied. I really didn't want to be involved with that.
Then... to... kind of... like lowers her voice and kind of like muffles away from Han. Feihu's place?
Yeah, so let's get it.
Alright, well thank you, Han.
Of course, yeah. I'll see you soon.
Down
They
to-
get to work. They kind of put it on their desk and put it in like a very careful, like spider clamps.
yeah. Oh, hold on. Let me let
Examine.
Bubby out.
We like to reconvene in the horde.
Only convene, yes.
All right. So the horde.
Sorry, I did want to have a short conversation with Loka.
Oh, please do.
It's a very short one. So how are you feeling?
What do you mean?
After last night, in general, just as a whole.
I'm feeling a lot better. I think after this morning, with last year. Oh god, I forgot his name. Yeah, it seems like there is we have a place to go, and we're gonna soon have a reason to go, even more so than we did before. So, yeah, I'm feeling okay.
Good. How are you feeling about your situation?
I think generally just trying not to think about it a whole lot, because I'm gonna have to tell everybody tonight, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah. I'm willing to let it be your business for now. We don't have a lot of time left.
No.
And I would feel bad leaving it to the last moment.
Well, that's, like I said, that's why I want to talk to everybody here tonight. Even though I really don't want to talk to everybody tonight. But that way, at least, everybody kind of knows, and I don't know. I guess I'm worried is the best way to put it.
Hmm. Yeah. Are you worried about what the others would think?
Oh no, I don't give a shit what they think. That's not the issue. The issue is, am I gonna hurt somebody?
Well, maybe the sooner we come up a plan, the sooner you don't have to worry about it.
Yeah, I suppose. I don't know.
Sorry.
You should worry about you, too.
I don't know. I kind of get the feeling that I'm gonna be okay. I mean, maybe I'm not gonna be okay. Maybe I'm very good at lying to. Who knows? I think I'm gonna be okay, and so long as I don't hurt nobody, I think everything will be okay. It's if something does happen to somebody that I will be very worried, because I don't think there's really coming back from that in a way. In the eyes of that's when I think I'll actually be worried about what people think about me.
I'm really sorry you're going through this right now.
That's fine. We're all going through something or another, so just more shit.
Just more. Just
Yeah.
more. You're telling me.
Right? See?
I guess I'm just glad that you're taking it, at least, relatively well right now.
Yeah, I think as well as one could be expected to handle it. I mean, that could change very suddenly, come a couple days from now, but who knows? Maybe getting my wolf on will be fun.
Just kind of gives a very awkward smile. Just like, yeah, fun.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe let's reconvene with the others.
Yeah, so they say.
I'd like both of you to gain a point of inspiration.
I think I might already. I do already have
You
one.
already have.
Aw.
I did not.
So sad.
I'm plotting and scheming alternative. I haven't done it. I'm working on it. To the horde.
To the horde.
Hold!
Ah, my damn squeaky ass chair. God.
Ooh, mine too.
One day, this chair's. I just need to like straight up order some WD-40 or some shit. Like.
I just need to order a whole new chair.
You have returned to the horde. It appears that Fehu and Zurga have acquired a I'm gonna go ahead and describe it as a pile of meat.
Oh God.
Pile of meat.
There we go.
But like various like it seems to be well stored. But like some hard cases packed with ice with various just kind of little like giblets and odds and ends and mussels and whatnot. And every once in a while, the little wormling will like snatch one and like gobble it down.
Wormling.
It has already grown.
Oh,
Oh my.
you see.
Not much, but noticeably.
Peshmina just winces as it eats all
What is
this
the relative
meat.
size now?
It's about like 1 1/3 the times the size it was before. So it's like basically the same. It's just like, I don't know, like
Like a
a
main
few
cat?
inches longer. A little
Okay.
thicker.
A really big cat.
It went from like normal cat to small dog.
Okay.
Oh my.
These
Uh,
they have grown.
They grow fast.
real fast.
Like I said, in a couple of weeks, they'll be able to talk.
That's hard to even
Finally.
conceive of.
Oh, I have a feeling this one would fit right into the archive. By the,
Oh,
What
the end
the
of
heck?
how so?
by the end of our 6 months, we're already learning our alpha. By the end of 6 months, we're already learning to read.
Whoa. That's also fast.
Oh my god, I thought you meant as like a fixture, like a museum.
Oh,
I was about
Ye-
to go feral on your ass.
excuse me.
Uh,
We have standards and ethics.
Are you saying the rest of us don't?
We are not ones to keep a zoo for people to gawk at.
Oh boy.
no, but they're not afraid to hold things over your head, huh?
Oh no, sure no.
He...
But we're not animal abusers.
Take it where you can get it, I suppose. How was the day? Learn anything new?
Oh, plenty. Well, first, the person's. Let's see. The courier, we did an autopsy on their body, the one who came. And we have figured out that, well, here's the thing about about their sigils. One, while you were talking with them, somebody was looking through their eyes and hearing through their ears through a couple of sigils on their back. So there was somebody else listening to your conversation with them.
Curious.
And second of all, we figured out that there was also another sigil upon them, one of necromantic origin, that's function that was mostly carried out, at least, was to, upon the death of the one bearing the sigil, it would reanimate, as we saw, and then return to the caster. So, what caused their death, we're not particularly sure of, given the fact that we certainly burned it. Quite a bit.
It's also
There's not-
weird that it got so... Because we found it eating that fennec fox. You would think if it was supposed to return, it would be more single-minded, but... I don't know. I don't really know how undead function.
I'm not quite sure either. Perhaps they need some sort of sustenance. I couldn't be sure.
Yeah.
Either way, that was the function of the spell. Whether or not, although I'm sure if they had meant to get rid of it, they would have just destroyed. I'm sure it would have. The body having a zombie would have just been useless, and the caster would have just disposed of it afterwards. But I suppose we can't be sure anyway. Either way, there was somebody spying on you, Feihu, during all their whatever they may have been doing.
I see.
At the time. That is what we figured out. We further figured out where we could perhaps find another necromancer, or perhaps somewhere in the Knott's Cog, somewhere a bit near the Knott's Cog in the town of Fear, or by the town of Fear, at the very least. As well.
Not terribly far.
No, not at all. And other locations. And furthermore, we have found that the Ignith the Wise was that the name, right?
Ignith the Great Mind, if I remember.
The gifted mind.
The gifted
Ignith
mind.
the gifted mind. Jesus Christ.
Ignith, the author, had had a few other colleagues for which he conspired with, apparently, although from what I understand, he spends a lot of his time denigrating them as well. And there are, besides the Spire of Mocht, which Astior had taken up residence, there are many other places of study that we could perhaps visit and perhaps uncover more of their writings. Those have been the results on our end, at the very least. And I do believe, although our best bet would be to first go to the Knott's Cog next. The route we take, of course, would be up in the air.
It is ordinarily a roughly 3-day journey.
And we don't know how long, and time is of the essence here.
This is true.
How's the little one fared?
Oh, very well. They've been exploring much of the hoard. They've become preoccupied with burying themselves in coins, which they seem to enjoy. They're particularly attracted to purple gems, which, I mean, hey, we love a preference early on, you know?
What's their favorite color?
So, you note that in the cushions in the back, there now are, like, several purple gems arranged, like, among the pillows.
Baby's first hoard.
But they've been doing well. For now, the hoard appears to be more than enough room for them to run and play and exhaust themselves and eat and sleep. They seem very content.
That's good.
We have a number of meals prepared already, and I already have word that there will be an additional shipment of supplies soon. I'm not sure if and how I will be able to fictionalize that quantity of livestock, but I think we'll figure it out. It'll be okay.
Nothing a good bit of just skim a little meat off the top. Well,
sure, we'll figure it out. Yes, things are going well.
That's
Yeah.
good to hear.
The wormling kind of like yawns, pokes a little head up, and like scrambles out. Kind of
Son.
sits around, like observing all of you still.
Heisan is going to look at it and going to performance of creation, 120 gold worth amethyst in his hand, and just sort of like use it as bait.
Oh my god.
It absolutely
Bribery.
like comes over and like kind of like eyes fixed on the gem and kind of like looks at you, looks at the gem, looks at you, looks at the gem, and kind of like sits it back up on its back legs, and looks at you and hums. It's a crude imitation, but it is just about the first like 3 notes of the song that you sang to it.
Oh. Hey, somebody will just say, well, darling, my little pupil, and he'll like scratch his head. And he'll just scratch his head and give him the gem.
I was gonna say, it like reaches out for the gem, grabs the gem, and like scurries back onto a little cushion next to Zeron and like curls up around the gem.
That's not fair. I can't make a gem. Oh,
No, but we can steal them.
I bet I have a purple ribbon somewhere. Starts like digging through her bag, like purple ribbon, purple ribbon.
If
You find
purple
one.
cloth is,
Yes.
I mean, sucks to be you. Zeron is just pure purple.
Just like starts like trailing the purple ribbon around like a cat toy.
They their eyes kind of like follow it back and forth. Also, like a cat, they like shoot out and pounce on it.
Yes.
Alarmingly quickly. But they like snatch it, and they like grab it, and then they like move to like go back to their gem and the little sitting place, and then they like pause and look up at you and at the ribbon. They're like, is this mine now? Can I have this?
I mean, you can keep it or I can keep wiggling it. Want me to wiggle it more? He like keeps wiggling the ribbon.
Yeah, they'll play up for a little bit.
God, they're a little cat.
Cute.
Hunting instincts.
Who's a good little predator? Who's a good little predator?
It's like punching holes in the ribbon. Now does have some teeth.
Ah. Oh,
Jeez.
overnight. Okay.
It's fine.
How many sets of teeth do dragons get?
Over a lifetime? Well,
Oh,
a theoretically infinite lifetime, so...
no, I mean, how many grow just one set of teeth, or is it like, a shard?
Just the one set at once, but they do grow back.
Oh, I see.
Oh, does that mean you're gonna lose your baby teeth? Oh, how big are the baby teeth?
Hadn't thought about it. Maybe I'll keep a jar or something for their teeth.
Oh my
And
goodness.
Zerga's just like, already on it. she like, I hath fashioned this but this morning, and has a little jar that says like, there's a blank space for the name and then apostrophe S teeth.
2 days old.
Aw. I guess we should figure out which route we do want to take. I actually don't know much about traveling past the mountains, or we never really headed that way.
There is the road, effectively the trade route down out of the Phasia, and then follow the road north of Lake Lilia, and then up towards the Natskog, and that should get you to Fear.
Alternatively,
It is the most well-traveled road, certainly. Route. But might take a little bit longer. It's usually either 3 days or in excess of 3 days when taken at normal pace.
or alternatively, there's Vagrant's Rest to the And we could go through the valley, which is much less trodden.
It's true. Could be a little faster.
How much?
Probably closer to 2 days travel. That is effectively taking the road past Althra and then up north about a day, and then that one additional day through the valley and following the river towards Fear.
Honestly, it really doesn't matter to me which way we go.
Hmm.
They seem kind of comparable, just one is slightly longer, slightly less dangerous, and the other one is probably more dangerous, but maybe a little bit faster, so I don't, whatever.
Yeah, 6 in one, half a dozen in the other.
That.
If you were intending to take a fast pace of your travel, you'd probably want to saddle more than one fox for sure. But the more trodden road would be, as it is paved and whatnot, would be more easily taken at fast pace if time truly is of the essence, as you say. And that could cut your travel time down considerably. More if you attempted to travel through the night.
We could probably do that.
Although, I mean, we would of course need Millie to rest, although...
If we take Millie. I mean, are there other foxes here?
There are a few. Some privately owned, some for hire. I do believe there's a possibility of the traders in town parting with some animals.
Is that person still here?
You'll have to be more specific.
The one that we came here with?
Ruli.
Oh yes, I believe Ruli's still in town.
Yeah, maybe we can get Ruli to take us.
If Ruli can stand to be near us anymore.
I mean, we kept them safe.
Very fast foxes. Harder to handle.
Yeah, let's see if we can talk to Ruli before Ruli leaves then.
Yeah, I mean, we kept them safe, so it's not like we were trying to get him killed or anything.
Yeah, I guess it wasn't really our fault that we happened across what we happened across.
And not only was it not our fault, but we took care of it for them, so you know.
I guess we'll see.
Well, he doesn't know that there are possibly people hunting us as well.
Well, I mean, that's the case for pretty much everybody alive, right?
You could perhaps approach them about either acquiring or renting simply the livestock.
I'd hate to break up a family.
You should also hire them as a driver.
I think we can convince them. I do. And maybe I'm wrong.
Oh, yeah, there's no harm in talking to them. I definitely agree with that.
And if I am wrong, then we kill him! It's a joke. I'm not
Yeah.
we want to kill him.
Yes, we get it.
It would be funny coming from anyone other than you, Logan.
You're the most likely to actually murder somebody.
It's like, see, if I had said it.
How quickly do you think you all intend to go?
Pashmina looks at Logan. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if anybody... I could leave as soon as is necessary. I don't know if anybody else has business to attend to.
Sounds like not.
Not here, at least.
And I suppose we can even begin leaving tonight?
Potentially. If Ruli's amenable. Or however you choose to leave.
I know that they mentioned that they don't like leaving late.
That's true.
So
Maybe here.
to do tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, I've got an idea. So maybe, like, we talk to him tonight, and then we take a couple days to, like, get provisions, and make sure we have everything we need, and then, we can leave.
I don't think we have a couple days, or we need a couple days to get provisions. I mean, no need to waste time when time is of the essence.
I think we could spare a couple days.
Look, I do hate to bring up the fact, but you know that Feihu is, not going to mention it in front of the child, but. And we.
Zerka puts her hands over his ears.
No, I understand. I understand the seriousness of the situation, but I've also got kind of a serious situation going on. So I think it's okay if we take a second to, assess and.
Is Artemis?
I
Did
mean,
you get another potion made?
I mean, everything's fine. Everything's gonna be fine, but there's something that's wrong. But it's not like bad. It's just we should probably just kind of sit tight for a bit.
Look, something is clearly wrong. Please just tell us and stop pussyfooting around it. It's obvious that there is something rather distressing, and the quicker you get out on with it, the quicker we can solve it.
Well, see, if we go to the Nats card, we'll probably get it solved. So.
If we get to the Nats cog early.
Zoran looks away from Luca and looks to Pashmina. All right.
I shouldn't have said that. Sorry.
And what do you know, dear Pashmina? Oh, polite Pashmina.
I'm just trying to be a good friend. Please don't be mad.
Not mad.
Okay, I mean, is it as long as it's not of a threat?
I mean, it could be.
For fuck's sake!
It has to do with the thing that we bought at the auction.
So, I might maybe have caught a little disease called lycanthropy.
Oh.
God.
And with the full moon may or may not be coming in 2 nights from now.
Oh.
More like 1 from now?
Like I said, a night from now, so like I said, it's fine. Everything is fine.
All right. So the sooner we get to the Nats cog, and the Nats cog can solve this, how?
We need to find someone who knows a certain spell.
And what spell is this?
I don't remember.
Curse, I think.
Either remove curse or a cleric of Naya.
Right, so remove curse since it's a curse, or a cleric of Naya.
Curse.
Yep.
Of course.
So,
it's a curse.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
It's a curse.
So the thing that we knew was the tooth of a werewolf. Yeah, that's.
Curse.
It's,
Yeah.
And it turns the okay. Awesome.
Yep.
And there's no way to just remove the necklace, is there?
We tried.
Wonderful.
You can try if you want, but it's not really gonna do nothing.
I don't need to.
Okay. One question. Points to Pashmina, you knew. Points to Loka, you knew. When did you
Hun-
figure this out?
Hun told us
Yes.
When?
yesterday.
And you're only telling the lot of us now.
Well, goddammit, I wanted a night to figure my shit out, okay?
And I was just trying to respect Loka's boundaries.
This is...
What happened to the No More Secrets rule?
Pashmina looks mad, like actually angry with you just now.
Well, I do bear some responsibility for this. I pressed Loka into bidding. No reason for me to get angry over something I played a part in.
I
Damn.
mean, it's nobody's fault. Nobody should be thinking like, oh, it's my fault. It's
No,
nothing's
no.
It's not
fault.
anyone's fault.
No.
Exactly. So don't worry about it. We'll figure it out, and hopefully in time, and you know.
But it does mean if we want to get ahead of this, then we either need to leave, like, now, or we need to figure something out in the meantime to, get through this cycle.
How long until the full moon after this full moon?
12 days.
I don't know.
12 days?
It's on a roughly 12-day cycle.
Okay.
Okay.
So every 12 days, if we don't get this removed immediately.
Even if we leave now, there's no way of getting to the Nat's cog before that first cycle happens.
That's not true.
Oh, there is not? Oh, there
So
is.
if you, A, move at fast pace, which cuts your travel time in half, and or B, travel through the night, you can make it there before the next full moon. So days of travel accounts for traveling during the day.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you effectively have tonight, tomorrow day, tomorrow night, the next day, and the next night until midnight.
And even then, we would have to locate a
Yeah,
cleric
we would be
of Naya.
really pushing it.
It's possible. You've got about, if you have about one of those travel cycles of time to spare. If you go fast pace with fast animals. If you go fast pace with fast animals, there could be other dangers associated with it, and challenges on the way, but it's very much doable.
Well, there is no guaranteeing what the two we saw in Astior's scrying are bound to do. We don't know if they will be moving on. We don't know what's happening with them. If we wait, there's a chance that they just might not be there by the time we get there. We don't know who they are or what they do. We just know where they are now. I believe it is in our best interest to get there as soon as possible. And perhaps deal with the problem there. Or... But of course that invites risks, because there's no guarantee that we can even find who we're looking for. And in which case we'll be forced to deal with locus lycanthropy there. In a less controllable environment.
I don't know. I kind of leave this decision to all of you because I don't know what the best decision to make is here. I don't know if it's best to wait or if it's best to try and go.
We do not necessarily need Ruli to get to the Notskog. So perhaps it also would be best to be to be safe and simply deal with Loka for one night as well.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if that is really safe. I would really rather spare him the awful experience in the first place if we can. If there's even a possibility.
How? Isan will say, well, yes, but that's it. It's only a possibility that we can spare him it. While we are here, we have Fehu and Astior. People who can help us restrain him without giving away, while also hiding the fact that he is a werewolf and not causing a stir.
Okay, how do we restrain a werewolf then?
I would imagine chains, magic, and if all else fails, a good beating.
Any of you want to roll nature for me?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh.
I'm on it.
That was decent.
Loka, you can roll with advantage.
Oh, wow, I can only get better.
Never mind.
21.
21?
I got a nat 1.
I rolled a 16.
16? What'd you get, Zoran?
3.
So, yeah, Pashmina. Weirdly, this is one of the things they covered in curriculum. In kind of the other monster-ish sections in general. If you're looking to, like, restrain or contain a werewolf, silver. Unsurprisingly. Silver and flowing water. Two things that are in very short supply here.
Yeah. Okay.
And, like, the reason you need silver in particular is because other materials aren't going to cut it. Loka, you get this not so much from pure knowledge, but just kind of this innate sense. You got a lot of context physically from when you looked at the moon yesterday. And when you mention, when Hassan is just like, yeah, and then Astior or Fehu could hold you down, like, there's just something in the back of your mind that's just like, nah, I wouldn't do it. There is a strength and monstrosity to lycanthropy that cannot be defined but by experience. And you've gotten just enough of a taste of it to be able to kind of gauge that.
Hassan?
Yes?
How much silver can you produce with your magic? If any?
About 120 gold's worth. General market pricing. You know what? With a 1, Hassan, I'm just gonna say Hassan doesn't know the market price of silvered weaponry. Or doesn't have enough knowledge to produce silver weapons. Should we say that with a nat 1 that Hassan just doesn't know about?
You don't know, like, a lot about, Like, that was a launch roll for lycanthropy. Like, you know the limitations of your own abilities. But
Okay.
that's a lot of silver. That's just a lot of silver by weight alone. Like, the limitation of your performance of creation, right, is
120 gold.
right.
A standard
5 by 5 feet, right? So because medium at this level.
Yes.
And you're gonna run out on gold before you run out on space. Additionally, you know that only lasts 3 hours. So that would be a temporary benefit at most. Also, this little dragon's gonna be real disappointed in 2 hours.
Well, it's not 2 hours, it's 3 hours.
I know, but it's
3
been an
hours
hour.
now. What?
Maybe it's been an hour-ish.
Oh, okay. Alright. So it's almost like I not enough to silver a weapon.
Well, I was thinking more like chains or cuffs or something, but
Still not.
not enough.
Yeah.
And I don't suppose there's much here. Kind of looks around the horde, like.
Unfortunately, it's almost all gold and platinum.
So, we are sorely ill-equipped for this. Like.
And I hate to suggest, but I'm not exactly in fit fighting condition.
No, we.
Yeah, I don't really suggest that anybody fight me either. That just sounds like a bad idea.
Yeah,
And I can't think of anywhere where we could isolate you enough. Like, I wouldn't want you rampant in here. we need somewhere to keep, kind of gestures to the baby dragon. And it's a really bad chance to take, I know, but like, we are just not. If our luck would be better just trying to keep this from happening at all, rather than trying to weather it.
If you believe that. Sorry, go on.
If push came to shove, I don't want to hurt Loka. I really, really don't. Even if he was a big, scary werefish.
Alright then. I suppose that we have no time to lose. Shall we go talk to what's his name?
Ruli.
Really?
Yeah.
Let's.
Alright. We shall talk to him.
Right?
Talk.
Feihu kind of like turns to you. She's like, if I don't see you again before you go, best of luck. Please write me progress.
We shall.
And I'll do my best to hold down the fort here and see if I can't make any progress with my own network. All right. Best of luck. God's speed.
We'll need it.
Yeah.
And it sounds like you all head back to Mirage.
Mm-hmm.
I'll avoid dropping your minis on the board for the time being, although I will summon you to it if you so desire.
Yes.
Luckily, Ruli is still in town. It's starting to get to, let's say, the early afternoon at this point. Yeah, they're just kind of wandering around. They've hit the markets. They're kind of hanging out with the other traders and whatnot. His two Fennecs are hanging out by the oasis, having a nice time. Not in it, but near it. Feeding on some premium Fennec feed. Which is a must in Ruli's mind for his work animals. Yeah, the Aarakocra is just kind of wandering around, kind of spots you all, gives you a little hand wave over. You all look, I assume, kind of dire at this point. I'm curious about, like, facial expressions from the group.
I think... Oh, go ahead.
I was just say, Pishmina probably looks pretty, like, down.
Yeah, I was gonna say pretty much the same thing for Loka. He probably just looks really sad.
Yeah, he very much notes your concern as you kind of, like, walk over and it's just like, hey, hi, how's everything going with you all?
Complicated question with complicated answers.
I see.
We kind of need your service again.
Oh, so soon. Interesting.
Immediately.
Oh, like immediately?
As soon as possible.
Oh, okay. Where to? Where are we going?
Do you know where Fear is?
I do. That's ways.
There.
Oh. All right then. May I know a reason? In general, it sounds like you are. This is urgent of some kind. Are you going to be fighting things again? That was kind of.
No, hopefully not. We're trying to help a pair of friends, is all.
See. Well, the ladies are fairly well rested, so.
Oh, good.
I can start to get them saddled up. It will probably cost. It's a long distance. Are you expecting me to stay in Fear for the return as well? Which I can do.
Oh, well, I mean, you shouldn't have to, necessarily. I mean, hopefully we won't be there. Well, we don't know how long we're going to be there, I guess.
With my knowledge of Fear, my history check of Fear, do I know if there are people, if there are, I guess, normally people who are just there for hire, like people who just travel in?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, kind of like all places. There's gonna, like, transportation is a business. There will probably be people there who can get you places. But, you know, having confident transportation is the one that, like, that you're kind of betting on that, you know? And you don't know what it's going to cost, and you don't know who it's going to be, and you don't know necessarily where you're going. If you'd like, I'm more than comfortable being kept on retainer for a period. It's something I've done before. You'd effectively be paying me to sit around in town waiting to see whether or not you'd like to come back, but that's, I mean, up to you.
Kind of looks to the others. It's like, my funds are starting to.
How
I mean, they're
much
not.
would it cost?
Out to Fear, I don't have any personal business, so let's say 3 gold a day for travel, 1 gold for retainer. And that'll get us there in 3.5 days.
Oh, that's the other thing is we need to be there fast.
How
Very.
fast?
As fast as you can. As fast as you are physically able.
Preferably before, by the end of tomorrow.
End By the end of tomorrow.
Oh, wait. Sorry, I keep thinking we have tonight, the night
You have
after.
tonight, the day and night after that, and then the day and night until midnight.
Yeah.
You effectively got 36 hours.
We effectively have 36 need to be there within 24 hours total.
Ooh.
And that's the lowest we could ask for.
It'll cost.
It will
What will
cost
it
what
cost?
Fuck.
It's probably worth it, to be completely honest with you.
So all through tonight and tomorrow and the night after and the day after. Or rather 24 hours, so all through tonight and the day after and tomorrow. I can get you there in I can try for 24 hours. Oh wait, no. Sorry, not 36. 24 plus 12. 48. What's 48 plus 12? 50? 60? Exactly? 60 hours.
So 60, yeah, but 24 would be the best, I guess.
24 is impossible.
Okay, so 48?
I can probably do 48. It'll be pushing the ladies. Could I have a persuasion check from someone?
How much has he given us a full like gold total?
Not yet.
Can I ask first and then make that check?
Yes.
Okay.
So how much gold are we talking?
I'd say 30 to get there, 50 if either of my foxes get hurt.
Can we do 25 to get there and 50 if they get hurt?
Roll persuasion for me.
Excellent. Okay. 13, but I might.
Looking for 15.
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, can I assist?
Yeah, either or.
I'll take
Peshmina
yours.
already has her coin purse out. Like, she looks ready to give this person money right
Yeah,
now.
absolutely. That's convincing.
All right. Fuck. That was only a 7. Can I still use my inspiration or no?
No. You can only
No,
gain
okay.
advantage once.
All right.
The risk for my foxes is too high. That'll be pushing them very, very hard, and they're going to need a lot of time to recover. And I'm going to need, if I'm not doing anything for multiple days while they recover, I need to be supported.
Okay, 30 gold then.
Half now, half when we get there?
Oh, I was
Hanson,
fully
30
willing to-
gold.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like...
Just straight up 30 gold. Okay.
30 gold.
Okay, I'll check the ladies. And I'll meet you back here saddled up.
Yes, please.
Okay. Then please get your stuff ready as quickly as you can.
Yep.
And they go back to the Oasis, and they start doing basically like a full physical on his foxes to make sure that they don't have any existing sprains, any existing like feet problems, that they're like well rested, well fed, basically ready to sprint a 48-hour marathon.
Poor things.
Okay, we'll turn to the others and say, I have about 5 days worth of rations. We should note that Fear does not operate mostly off of the gold standard. They're not on the standard. They operate mostly on barter. If we are going to be staying there for any extended period of time, we should be prepared with some valuable goods, or goods of value.
Well, if you got the money for it, go for it. Because that was pretty much everything I had left to make sure this works.
With that old history check, can I see what would I know what kind of things would be valued?
They do also take coin.
Oh, they also take coin?
Yeah. It just probably wouldn't be their first go-to.
Alright, but in that case, even if it isn't their first go-to, what are some items of value?
So frequently service is like the thing they'll go to.
Quests.
But like really small ones, right? Like if you want like some milk from someone's goat, they're gonna ask you to milk it, right? Like they're gonna ask you to do chores, basically. Is kind of their first go-to, and depending on what you're asking for, that will be bigger or smaller. But they also, there is also, traditional economic trade, though it's not as common, and it's especially not as common between residents of Fear. Like, there is a way more external economy than there is internal economy.
Okay, never mind then. I guess I don't need to worry about it.
You will, if you need rations when you get there or supplies, you will definitely be able to buy them.
Okay, that's good.
If you need to. There will just also probably be alternative costs.
Alright, that's fine.
And if you choose the alternative costs, there's a chance that you may ingratiate yourself with the locals.
Alright.
The Fear way.
The way of fear, one might say.
That's scary.
Okay. Well. I'm gonna go gather my things, I guess.
Yeah. In probably half an hour at most, Ruli's ready. Ruli's got the cart all together. They've got his boxes all bridled up. They seem kind of not like skittish. They're just kind of like they're whenever they get put in their tack, they're immediately ready to go. And Ruli knows how to handle them well, so Ruli's keeping them occupied, keeping them calm. Ruli's actually affixed like feed bags and some additional tack that you haven't seen from previous expeditions. From your previous run that look like they're kitted out for like longer travel.
Okay.
Everyone ready to go?
I'm very much ready to go.
Yeah.
All right. Whew, off to Fear. Here we go. And kind of gives a whap on the reins, and the two Fennecs take off. And over the course of the afternoon, you are now far from Mirage. Traveling down away from the desert turning to dirt and dirt to grass as you begin your approach toward Lake Lilia and the Natskog beyond around the mountains. I think that's where I'd like to call it for tonight.
May I do a brief thing?
Sure.
Yeah. Hassan will just look over to Zoe and say, we'll pull out his notebook. Well, oh burgeoning hero of aphasia, you are leaving your home. How do you feel? Penny for your thoughts?
They look annoyed. I think they shouldn't be upset, but I still think that they're upset about just the happenings of today. They are looking out at the scenery because it is a first for them. But at the same time, I think that they're just kind of like, I think they just wave Heisan off. Ask me again tomorrow, maybe.
If you so desire. Hey, someone just closes his book with a sigh.
And that's where I'd like to call it.
Okay.
Because I know we got some early mornings tomorrow.
Yes.
And travel soon. Travel to new locations. Fun adventure. Ah!
Into grass.
Into grass. We've seen grass. We get to touch grass.
Yes.
That's a first.
I'm so excited. It won't be hotter and drier.
It will not.
Humid, baby.
Yeah.
I like humid though. Humid's fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm excited to hang out near the Nat's Cog. All right. Thank you all for playing and coming by. Let's do stars and wishes, right to left, because I don't remember. Eli, stars and wishes.
Stars, we got a lot done today. I'm happy. I'm always happy to. I did very well on my lore rolls. So now we know a lot. And of course, we had. I am very happy that this session pointed us in another direction, and it did a very good job of doing that. I am happy to know that we have somewhere to go, and maybe even somewhere after that, because I am very excited by other little libraries. Other little dragon libraries. Who knows? Maybe we'll find more dragon eggs there. Wouldn't that be fun? More dragons, more
boy.
babies. Just get a million babies.
Gotta catch them all.
Just
There we
completely
go.
overwhelm Fahue.
We'll just give her a veritable rainbow of little babies. It'll be
There's a
fun.
red dragon and a
Yoshi
green
horde.
dragon.
Yoshi horde.
Bum 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 bum.
Excellent.
No, and let's see what else. I am. What else? What else indeed? Loka's gonna be a werewolf, and I kind of want to fight Loka. I want to fight Loka werewolf.
Oh god.
I want to return so I can see what he looks like as a werewolf.
I have some art I was holding on to, but I do actually want to share it.
Yeah, you should.
Okay.
It's really good.
Okay, please do.
Let me... It'll take me a second to find it.
I gotta make a whole lot of new boards. I have some prepped.
Oh yeah. Well, I guess that leads into wishes while Hannah's doing that, and it's also kind of a wish. I don't want Loka to turn, but I also do kind of want Loka to turn so we can deal with that problem. That sounds like a very fun problem to deal with. Holy fuck! It's a furry crocodile.
That is
Fur-bearing trout.
that is insane. I love it.
Oh my god.
It's really good.
I have a different iteration that I like less, but it is still fun for me. Which is just...
I
God,
want to
like-
be that.
I want to go
imagine-
to there.
That boy looks like they can grapple. Like once they bite onto something, many tons of force.
It's based on an alligator gar.
Yeah. No, but that's very much. And other wishes. I do hope to learn more about our very vain, terrible dragon. That also looks hilarious, kind of.
That one looks so much more sad to me.
I know, but
I
that's kind of
accidentally
Oh,
made it
Gio.
look
Gio-ish.
yeah, it's
Oh, God.
Gio-ish.
yeah, but I also kind of like it even more because imagine that sad thing is also a ravenous creature that's going to tear you limb from limb while also looking very sad.
That's Gio for you.
It's gonna be Loka here soon.
Oh no.
Lycanthropy is bad.
I can't wait to TPK everybody.
Oh my god.
Anyway.
But yeah. Either way, those are my wishes. I want to I want more dragon stuff. I want to visit the libraries eventually, maybe. That would be very fun. I also want to. I want to fight Loka, but I want to fight Loka. That sounds fun.
Good to know. Noted. Matt, stars and wishes.
Stars. I love the baby dragon.
Oh, right, the baby dragon. I forgot.
I'm so glad that we have one. I can't wait for there to be another one. That I think honestly that was just the highlight, because I just kind of assumed that was gonna be like it cracked, so it's happening soon. I did not expect today. That was a big star. I'm glad that everybody else had stuff to do, because we got so much good information on all of these different leads that we're kind of interested in.
Oh, fuck. I just left my meteor hammer with Han. Sorry.
Oh, we can say you picked it up if you want to. I can...
Okay. We completely skipped over that.
Yeah.
What if we don't, though?
No, I need my
Yeah, it's an
meteor
important
hammer.
part of Peshmina's kit.
It's my best weapon.
Yeah.
Are you okay with saying that Han will send you a letter about their findings?
Oh, they can
Yes.
also send it in a package via the couriers.
I don't think Pashmina would leave without it. I think as soon as we have that conversation, Pashmina's like, I need to go get my meteor hammer.
Yeah.
Like,
I
that's
think you just
pretty
don't have
huge.
enough time for a conversation. I think Han has actually found out quite a bit and is about to go into like dialogue, and you're just like, I gotta go.
No, I need that. That's ooh.
Yeah, Han will send you a letter with details about their findings.
Sorry, that just hit me like a fucking freight train. Panic.
Yep. Remind me about that if you don't mind.
Yes.
Sorry, we interrupted Matt. Sorry.
Sorry.
Oh, that's good. But yeah, so I think those are my two big stars: is Info and Baby Dragon. Wishes is I want to be that. I want to be like I don't. This is hard.
Because you want to
Because
have that
it's
form,
cool,
because it's
it's
really cool,
interesting.
and you want to be able to control it.
I want. But also, I'm going to kill everybody.
I was about to say, you know what? I think it might actually be a good idea to have some table talk here. So, part of this assemblage is I don't want you all losing. How much did you pay for the necklace, Loka? 140 gold, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a lot of punishment already, right? For not like being quite astute enough to not buy the lycanthrope tooth. And I don't want to make that worse already, because that is a lot. That is a huge loss of like resources that you all have gained over the course of the remainder of the campaign. But I am hearing consistently from every single one of you that you really want this to happen and for fun things to come of it. I don't want to guarantee it either way. I think the setup we have now, which is we have a journey to potentially take care of this, to potentially get Loka to a Cleric of Naya with time to spare, but it's going to be tight, is a fun setup, and to let the dice decide what happens from here. I will say, if it comes to the point that Loka turns and you all need to defend yourselves, it is not going to be a fair fight.
Yeah.
Okay.
In whose?
In where Loka's favor. So, relevantly, where beings have immunity to non-magical damage.
Yeah.
Like,
I need Peshmina's meteor. I'm not fucking joking.
Like, I would probably be using. I have a stat block prepared. And I think it would be interesting to see some push and pull there, potentially, of like Loka trying to like wrench control back to themselves during that. But it would be less of a let's see if we can knock Loka unconscious fight, and more of a let's see if we can survive where Loka attacking us fight.
Yeah.
That sounds.
Like, are we cool with that? And does that sound fun for everyone?
Yeah.
That sounds incredibly fun.
Yeah.
Awesome. Then I will continue letting the dice tell the story. Sounds like a good time. We got a fast pace. A lot of trouble can happen when you're moving at fast pace.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Yeah. So what else was there? Because that's a wish. Other wishes. I know I had other ones, but then I saw this picture and I had no other thoughts.
I mean, hey, you're also about to be in contact with a priestess of Naya. Maybe you can work
Yes.
something out.
Oh shit. Interesting. Okay. I am just kind of curious to see like how that trip is going to go in general, because I mean it's very nice and convenient that both of what we need are in the same place. So I'm curious to see if they are going to be amenable or if they're going to be like, eh. But yeah, that's all I can think of right now.
Awesome. Me. Lots of fun conversations. Baby Dragon's a lot of fun. I like Baby Dragon.
The dragon.
It's a weird little worm. Worm with a Y.
Weird.
I enjoy having a ticking clock. That's kind of a plus for me. It just makes like things more dramatically interesting. If I can actually remember how timescales work, that would help. For sure. But I do like that in general. Oh, I had a very specific wish. I forgot what it was. I don't remember. I'm excited. Oh, there was another star. I'm glad Astior finally got to do his thing. He's a divination wizard. That is the thing that he does, and I'm glad he finally got to do it. And that was cool. My wish is just it's deeply vague, but I'm just excited to play more D&D.
Yeah.
My wish is that we could another session in not too far off. Because I'm excited to maintain momentum as best we can.
Tomorrow.
Oh, if only I didn't work tomorrow.
Mwah.
All right, Caroline, stars and wishes.
I was muted. Star. Baby dragon's really cute. They're really cool. I like them a lot so far, and I'm interested to see, well, kind of where they continue from here.
Sorry, I remembered my other wish. I'm excited to see what names y'all come up with for the baby dragon naming pool.
I already have one picked out.
You can have multiple if you would like.
I'm happy with just the one that I picked,
For sure.
personally. I'll probably put it in my secret channel because I will forget.
Sounds good.
They're cool. Other stars. I think learning about the history on the body was really cool too. I think just like kind of figuring out that mystery where it's just like, oh, that's still pretty big. That was interesting. That kind of adds more questions to the whole like puzzle of everything going on. Star getting to see all the visions from Astior's scrying pool. Also very good. Yeah. Wishes. I don't know if I want to fight Loka. I know
I'm also
a lot of
kidding.
everyone else is like interested to see it just because like the form that you drew obviously looked really cool. I don't think I want to do that.
I'm hoping that my art is not making like that's not a good enough reason. If I didn't
like even
influence.
not like even if I didn't see it, I don't think I would want to.
I'm
I'm
waffling. I'm on the fence.
I'm not sure I want to. So that's kind of adds a little more urgency into it. Wishes, as contradictory as this sounds, I do want combat though. I just don't want it to be against Loka, just because that's just gonna bring in so many hard feelings for everyone, and I don't think we want to hit that. Yeah. Oh, damn it. I forgot there was one thing I wanted to do this session, but I can't do that anymore, so dab. Oh well. That's it for me.
Noted. Thank you. Hannah, stars and wishes.
Stars. Yeah, lots of fast moving parts. Good. I feel fucking like staticky. Scared, worried. Baby dragon good, baby dragon cute. I also was not expecting that to be a this session thing. I thought it was gonna be like, oh, it started cracking, we need to figure out what to do, but we have a little time. Like, nope, it's here. It's just here.
It's now.
I always enjoy having conversations with everyone. It's just nice having all these little conversations going on. Wishes. I'm very on the fence about fighting Werloka. Like, I really could go one way or the other. I think it super depends on how things go. And also what I think I sense some serious conversations imminently. And that might put some tension on things that might make fighting Loka better or worse, depending on how everyone is feeling. Mostly, I wish for everything to turn out okay in the end.
Yeah.
Like, I am super here for the strife in the interim. I don't know if I'm ready for full tragedy, but like, baby. Maybe little tragedy, small tragedy. Little a bad thing, but not too big of a bad thing. The right amount of bad thing needs to happen. And that's hard to say. It's hard to say what that is. So, that's where I'm at.
Good to know. Thank you very much. Yeah, with that, that's our session.
Wow.
Whee! I'll probably throw another When Is Good up Sunday? Probably Sunday.
Yeah.
And I'll see you all soon. Thank you very much for playing, as always. Thanks for coming by. Especially on mega short notice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad we were able to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good.
Have a good night, everybody.
Yeah.
Night night.